Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Champaign-Urbana for the Champaign County Fair. Steve Surratt, David Brink alongside today in the heat, but lots of fans up here, and I mean literally fans in the grandstand.
The metallic spinning kind, right?
Yes, right. And I'm turning our mics up here. David, you go ahead and talk.
All right. We're glad to have you with us here. You can see our schedule coming up on the screen there. We have a lot of racing yet to do. We're looking to get really busy here pretty soon. We finish up. We are at Urbana today. Two days from now, Thursday, we're going to be at Lewiston. Followed up next week by Charleston, Altamont, bam, bam, bam. After those week is over, we're going to end up back home in Mount Sterling, 1-2, and then we added a few more dates to the end of the year. You'll see us up at Morrison. You'll see us at Pana the Saturday, Sunday, not the Monday. But, yeah, we're going to have still a nice full schedule left.
All right, that's the schedule. Let's let your boys do a little action here on the channel for Harness Tube.
Let's hear from the boys.
Wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
David, love having your voice commercial on there, but they get an important point out for us that you need to like or subscribe us here. And
we need to add to it, set those notifications. Make sure you hit that bell and you are notified when we go live and you don't miss a single race all year long.
And then advertising with this. So we picked up another advertiser today. We got Lewistown on Thursday, but the next week there is 7 days of racing for you, 8 cards in that race. And so we have that all going on for you here in the next week or so, and then we've got 3 races after that. So you can advertise with us. And
still some season left. I've had people ask me today, we still have a lot of racing. And like I told today, we'll put together the commercial for you. Just give it, some media, some ideas, some talking points or whatever. I can work through a script and put together some rough drafts and get them back and forth. So, we can do the work for you, and at the end, you can have your own commercial to take and run somewhere else. We want to help the horsemen promote themselves the best we can. So, advertise with us, sponsor us, donate. We'll take all the help we can get.
All right.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avenattiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
All right, David, back, and we want to thank our generous donors out there who have helped us along. The new one today, Irv Miller, helping us along with advertising and so forth. He's really not a donor, but we want to give him a plug because his barn's going to be a new.
We appreciate everyone who donates. That was kind of the big surprises of the Harness Tube is how supportive people were with their donations. Open up their pocketbooks and their hearts and letting us know what it means to be able to watch the races. And we definitely felt the love. And it will take any more donations because we had a hotel last night and mileage and whatnot. And it all adds up, but we appreciate all of our...
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
All right, folks, Kerr Auction Company. I tell you what, folks, they do auctions throughout the United States on there. If you look, they've had one recently in Minnesota, getting ready to have several in Timewell, Mount Sterling, and Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Wyoming, Wisconsin again, and a lot of different places. The Kerr Auction is having live auctions, but they have an app for you to bid on.
Participate, yeah. You know, it's the best of both worlds. We've all kind of been to auctions. We know kind of the live frenzy of being at an auction, all the excitement. But there's also benefit to being sitting at home on your recliner and seeing a piece of equipment or an attachment, something that you kind of tickles your fancy. Go ahead and put in the bid online, and you know what? Go and pick it up later and having it sent to you something. It's a really handy little feature they have.
All right, the other thing out there, we want to talk about Lisa's picture here. This is our developer.
Yes, yeah, we have Larry Lucas out there from Revolutionary Racing. Good to have him in attendance. I think he's going to give out the presentation for the first race winner circle. We're thrilled to have him in this market. We have him spending so much time, so much energy, so much money, you know, working to get this racetrack dream a reality over here in eastern central Illinois. He's pushing about as hard as anybody can push. I tell you what, it's been impressive to see his lobbying team in action and to see, you know, the ferocity for which he's working towards these goals. So I know we keep saying it, folks, and then the horsemen are kind of a little jaded, but we're as close as we've ever been. And the fact that he's here in person, you know, says quite a bit.
I think we're going to have a formal poll.
Call to post?
Call to post. I don't know if
I saw a red jacket and a trumpet case, yeah.
And so, you know, we can get that picture. That'll be a sight to be seen when that guy gets ready to go there. But as Lisa moves the camera,
I wonder if he's really a bugle, or if he's going to have like the long horn that's not bent or rolled. You know, it's just a long pipe thing.
It looked to me like the case was a long case, so that's going to be
Ooh.
That will make things really interesting.
Yeah.
From that point
Where
of view.
do you find a bugle player nowadays? Isn't that a question?
Yeah, well, yeah. What's the most unique thing I've seen so far? That would be it.
Absolutely, but you know that's an old harken back to the tradition of the heydays. The Grand Circuit always had, you know, coats in the winner's circle, and the winner's circle attendant used to be dressed in a tie and suit, you know, and it's a nice visual to have associated with our sport.
He's got the white gloves.
There's a trumpet coming out now.
I think it's I don't know. He's putting it together.
I thought I saw valves. Maybe I didn't see valves.
Oh, look at that! It's got a flag
American
on
flag.
it. Wow.
We're easily entertained, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, folks, you're in for an exciting evening tonight with those things. And,
absolutely.
As Lisa gets Brady set up there.
Glad to be here at the Champaign County Fair. Was looking ahead at their schedule tonight. Of course, it's harness racing. Tomorrow night was the Monster Truck Show, followed up by the motocross on Thursday. And I tell you what, as a minor motocross buff back in my day, I'll say this track look here looks really, really interesting. So if you're in the neck of the woods and you like motocross racing, come out Thursday night.
Well, bringing that up, again with our From the Backstretch, send us a chat online for the backstretch. But what's your favorite fair attraction other than harness racing?
I didn't even mean that, Ty, and that was completely an accident. But we would love to hear about it, you know. I heard things the other day of they had a combine derby. I've heard of a tough truck challenge. My new favorite is I heard of a pageant. A dog paw pageant. So dogs were all decorated in little tutus and had makeup on or whatever, and they got to prance around the stage and had a little competition, and the crowd loved it. So, you know, type your favorite fair attraction in the chat, send me a text, send me an email, and we'll get you up on the screen and give you a shout out.
Yep, we will absolutely. We'll be back after these messages.
Do you like to watch horse racing?
Yeah.
Do you not want to pay money for a stupid horse racing channel?
Yeah.
Are you sadly allergic to horses and you can't see them?
Yeah.
Well, introducing Harness Tube, established 2023.
Hey, I need to try this out.
You can watch it at your son's ball game.
Let's go, son.
You can watch it while eating.
Last but not least, you can watch it while you're sleeping. Yay, my worst one. Now everybody, make sure you like and subscribe to HarnessTube and keep the notifications on for more HarnessTube streams or future videos or future posts. Anything that I care for. Anything at all. Even if it's just like a 1-second video of a horse doing a backflip. I don't know. But you get the point. So, I hope this video is very informational. And thank you for watching. Peace out.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central. County Fair previously. In fact, he comes to us from the Wisconsin Harness Horse Association, where he was the volunteer videographer and bugler for the past 14 years. Ken is the father of 3 children, has 2 granddaughters and a grandson, and a grandchild due around Halloween. Ken is employed full-time as an accountant at Eklund Trucking Company and a member of Oshkosh Area Community Band, so it's good to welcome him. Hello there, Ken. Welcome to the Champaign County Fair. Thanks for being with us tonight. And a very patriotic look indeed, and a very spiffy, sharp look down trackside. Great to have Ken join us. Marty, are you all set for our pre-race ceremonies? If so, we will go ahead. Yep, she's picking up the mic. Folks, time now for our pre-race ceremonies. We ask that you would please rise as you are able. Marty Alanya, our own Marty Alanya, who is positioned on the infield, presents our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see? Sorry, I'm out of breath. By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, la bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Marty Alanya with our national anthem. Thank you, Marty. Job well done as always, and that means we are one step closer to getting ready to go racing here at the Champaign County Fair. Right now, just 7 minutes till post for the first race.
All right, David Kurt comes back. Let's take a minute and handicap this first race this evening, and we'll get the driver changes and any scratches that we have going on as they come this evening, and see how that all goes.
All right, if you're ready for the first race, we'll go ahead and handicap it. I'll throw this up on the screen. Today, our guest handicapper is none other than Mr. Kyle Wilfong out over at Hoosier Park. And his quote, study long, study wrong. So looking at today's first race, I went 1-5-4 using Making New Friends on top for Wyatt Avenatti out of Kevin Miller's barn in the home trek. My second choice was the 5, the other brother, Avenatti, Matt. And my third choice was the 4, Bing Bang Boom for Connor Prather. And Mr. Wilfong went a different direction using the 4 on top, Bing Bang Boom. His second choice was the 5, Just Chasing Tails. And his third choice was the 3, Captain Treat.
Well, the Surratts went a little different, except for you and I have the same winner there, Making New Friends, as the winner. The 5 horse, I went with Kyle. I went with that in the 2 spot. And then the 4 horse that Kyle picked for first, I picked for third. Lisa went 1-4-2, so she has a mix, a little bit of, 5-2-4, has a little mix of everybody else's picks.
Yeah, it's really...
It's all over
I was
the board.
looking to see who's going to separate themselves if something happens here, but it's all kind of crazy. So
yeah.
If Kyle's 3 comes into play, it'll probably ruin the rest of us. But if not, it could be a toss-up. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. 5-horse race here. The only horse not picked in the box up there was 2 and the 3 horse to win.
Well, the poor 2 is owned by local Ed Teefy too. But you know what?
Hey.
Only making the second lifetime start, it's hard to use a horse that's competing against more experienced class. So we'll let that horse get a little sharper before we start picking him.
All right. And we'll go to Kurt Becker.
Help bring racing back to Colonial Downs in Virginia. That's thoroughbred racing. He developed and helped build the Sandy Ridge Quarter Horse Track in Ashland, Kentucky. And he is also someone that has a deep appreciation for harness racing as well, and has been one of the individuals, the primary individual, who has expressed an interest in building a harness track in Decatur in Macon County. So good to have the gang from Revolutionary Racing with us here this evening. Again, a reminder, tonight's races will be live streamed through our friends at Harness Tube. All you have to do, go to the facebook.com location, and once you get there, enter Harness Tube in the search field, or go to youtube.com. Same thing, youtube.com, pull up the search field, enter Harness Tube, and you will find their channel. Horsemen, you may come to the track with the first race, the top line 2-year-old pace, Making New Friends, Whiskey Lullaby, Captain Treat, Bing Bang Boom, and Just Chasing Tails. The Champaign County Fair has been a member of the Illinois Top Line Circuit going back to when the circuit was formed back around the Depression era in the 1930s. And the Top Line is a circuit that is, as they like to say, open to the world. The races that you see that are classified as ISA, Illinois Standardbred Association races, those races are restricted to Illinois conceived and foaled horses. Not the case, however, with the Top Line. The Top Line is open to the entire world. Doesn't matter. If you've got an Illinois bred, come on in. You got an Ohio bred, welcome aboard. If you've got a Canadian bred, we're glad to have you. So the Top Line brings together a diverse mix of horses as far as where these horses were born and raised. In the opener this evening, Making New Friends is Indiana bred, Whiskey Lullaby is Pennsylvania bred, Captain Treat is Indiana bred, Bing Bang Boom is Illinois bred, and Just Chasing Tails, Ontario bred. Waiting for that field to come to the track now, and we should be set to go here in just a few moments. Congratulations, by the way, to the Champaign County Fair Queen, Sophia Hartke, age 18 of Sydney. She was crowned a week ago Sunday. And also the Little Miss Sloan Davis, age 7 of Dewey. Sophia Hartke, a Unity High graduate, and she is headed to SIU Carbondale this fall to be a Saluki. And Sloan Davis, our Little Miss, very active in junior rodeo competition. And she is a student at Middletown Prairie Elementary in Mahomet.
little different setup for us tonight, David, as we're in the stands.
Yeah.
Kurt's behind us, so we really can't get our visual cues like we've got in the past. But I know he's getting ready here, and we're going to have somebody doing the trumpeting for the call to the post.
Good to see all the pink shirts in the grandstand for Fox Valley Barbie. I think the front said something like "This Barbie goes fast" or something, but that's been a fun ride for the crew associated with Fox Valley Barbie. I think it's a first horse for Bart Shields' sister, the owner of that one, but they're having a blast. You know, they're bringing the families out to these fairs, and that's what it's all about, folks.
It is, and a lot of popping circumstance that goes on here at these fairs.
Yeah.
I go back to Lincoln. Lincoln had a live band down in the grandstands.
Who else
playing
did too? Somebody had a little three-piece jazz quartet, didn't they, or somewhere?
Yeah. I can't remember which fair that was. But,
and then Martinsville had the piano player. You know, it's pretty cool that the fairs that come up with these little ideas to try to keep the attention and keep the people kind of some background entertainment. You know, nothing exciting, but just something kind of
David
exciting.
And I talked about something last night. We'd like to see some pony races with some carts on with some kids or celebrities or whatever. Ponies would be fun.
A couple, maybe 3 little miniature jog carts. Get 3 ponies, drag them from fair to fair, maybe go to 5 or 6 fairs in the year and have pony races. I think that'd be awesome. They used to back in the day, and I think it'd be a pretty good draw. I'm sure we could find some young horsemen, some kids to go out there and drive the ponies, or let the drivers drive them. Put Wyatt versus Jordan versus Matt out there on the ponies and see who wins.
Oh, there you go.
See?
There you go. And that's one of the things.
Again, horsemen, come to the track, please. First race, come to the track. We are ready to go. We've had our pre-race ceremonies. The Carl ambulance is parked on the infield. We can't race unless they are here and staffed. And the answer to all of the above is yes. So we are set to go, horsemen. Come to the track. First race. No post parades this evening. Thank you, Ken, for the call to the post. As each field assembles on the racetrack, we will send them straight to starter Roy Finn, who will be positioned over on the back straightaway. There are no scratches, no driver changes in the first. A reminder, first race is the Gene Lamb Memorial. We'll go ahead and introduce the starters now, and again, they will gather up and head to the starting gate in just a moment. Track conditioning also continues. There goes the pickup with the screen harrow back toward the first turn, and we do appreciate the job our track crew is doing here this evening. Opener again is the top line 2-year-old Pace, a purse of $2,000, no changes. In the first race, number 1, Making New Friends, is owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, Bert Hawksprung of Elburn, trained by Kevin Miller, and the driver is Wyatt Avenetti. 2, Whiskey Lullaby is owned by Ed Teefy of Mount Sterling, trained by Clay Simpson of Fairfield, and Clay's in the bike. 3 is Captain Treat, racing for Jerome Daniels of Springfield, trainer-driver Cornelius Cavett. 4 is Bing Bang Boom, owned by Jody Bennett of Atwater, Wayne Decker of Carlinville, trained by Nick Prather, and his son Connor Prather is in the bike. And number 5, Just Chasing Tails, owned by Trails to Nature Incorporated, Cub Run, Kentucky. The trainer, Philip Cotton, and the driver, Matt Avenetti. They will be headed to the starting gate in just a moment. Starting gate is in position near the quarter pole toward the end of the back straightaway. That means we're ready to go. Starter Roy Finn has called for the field for this evening's first race. They are at the post, and the gate is now rolling. A reminder, the Top Line circuit does pay a visit to the Illinois State Fair at Springfield each year. Gives these horses a chance that have been on the county fair tour to stretch their legs on the big 1-mile track with the huge sweeping turns at Springfield. Field's over in the far turn. getting ready to go for the first of our 14 races. Good to have you with us on this Tuesday evening at the Champaign County Fair. Top of the stretch, and here they come. They are off and pacing, and there goes Just Chasing Tails from the outside, making new friends from the inside, and Whiskey Lullaby comes away in third, quickly scoots over to the inside lane. The first turn comes up in a hurry, and Wyatt Avenatti and Matt Avenatti, the brothers Avenatti, contesting the lead, but now Just Chasing Tails has made the top clear by 2 lengths. Making New Friends will go second as Whiskey Lullaby is third for the move off the first turn and up the backstretch, 5 lengths off the lead, a gap of nearly 5 more. Back to Captain Treat, who's in the 4th position. Bing Bang Boom is last of the 5 as they go on by the quarter-mile mark. Just Chasing Tails is the leader. 29-3 for that opening quarter, 29-3 for the seconds. Just Chasing Tails leads it by 4 lengths. Making New Friends is traveling in the second position by a length and a half. Whiskey Lullaby is in third as they work their way toward the half-mile mark. Captain Treat and Bing Bang Boom to complete these 5 as they are halfway home in the Gene Lamb Memorial to get us started here this evening at the Champaign County Fair. Just Chasing Tails has a 3-length lead. It is Making New Friends who's closing ground. A minute flat, a solid pace for these young horses. A minute flat for that first half mile. Back into the third of the 4 turns they go, and it is still Just Chasing Tails who has the lead. Leads it by 3 lengths. Making New Friends is racing second by 2 as they move on to the backstretch. Whiskey Lullaby is third and still 5 lengths off the lead. And then there is a gap of about 15 more lengths back to Captain Treat. Bing Bang Boom is last. And the leader is still Just Chasing Tails, who's gone by the 3/4 mile mark. It is Just Chasing Tails. 1:32.3 the time. 1:32.3 at the 3/4. Just Chasing Tails has the lead and leads it by 3 lengths around the turn. Making New Friends is in second, and then there's a gap of nearly 10 more lengths back to Whiskey Lullaby in third as they come off the final turn and into the stretch. Just Chasing Tails maintains a 3-length advantage. Just Chasing Tails to score his second career victory here this evening. A win for Matt Avenatti of Chrisman, Illinois to get us started here tonight. Just Chasing Tails won it by 4 lengths. It was Making New Friends who was second, a gap of 8 more lengths back to Whiskey Lullaby third. It was nearly 20 lengths back of that one to Captain Treat in fourth, and Bing Bang Boom was fifth. 2:04 and 1/5 the time for the mile. 2:04 and a fifth. We'll beat the winner. We'll have the Gene Lamb Memorial blanket presentation. In the meantime, horsemen, you may come to the track with race 2.
Another good race here at the Champaign County Fair. Want to wish congratulations to all the connections of Just Chasing Tails, especially trainer Phil Cotton. He was down at the Lexington Red Mile on Sunday and finished a tough second place in one of those $50,000 Kentucky Proud Series finals. So congratulations to all the connections, especially Mr. Phil Cotton.
All right.
I think we are caught up on race 1, right?
We are caught up on race 1.
Besides your situation that I can't help you with.
Yeah. I got a phone.
Talked about our queen and our Little Miss a moment ago. There's our queen here at the Champaign County Fair, Sophia Hartke. She is trackside along with our Little Miss, Sloan Davis, those 2 young ladies of Sydney and Dewey, respectively. They are getting ready to assist the family of Gene Lamb with the presentation of the Gene Lamb Memorial Blanket, which is now being brought trackside. Gene was someone who was a businessman.
Lisa, do you know where my phone went?
He was born in Casey, Illinois. He was an Army veteran of World War II. In fact, he earned 2 Bronze Stars. He was the president of Champaign Asphalt Company and former chairman of the Illinois Racing Board during the administration of Governor Jim Edgar. Gene Lamb guided the racing community through challenging times. He was excellent at knowing how to bring folks together. Here's the winner of the Gene Lamb Memorial. How about a hand for number 5, Just Chasing Tails? Candy Herzog of Beecher City, the trackside winner's circle photographer here this evening. She gets ready to snap the picture. The winning 2-year-old pacer is Ontario bred, being by the sire Art Speak. and scores in 2:04.1 for a personal lifetime best, new lifetime record for Just Chasing Tails, owned by the Trails to Nature Incorporated of Cub Run, Kentucky, trained by Philip Cotton and driven by Matt Avenatti. The family of Gene Lamb trackside as we remember Gene here this evening at the Champaign County Fair and congratulate Just Chasing Tails. Here's the full field rundown for the first race. It is official for that opener. Making New Friends was the runner-up. Whiskey Lullaby was third. Captain Treat was fourth. Big Bang Boom was fifth. And Just Chasing Tails was the winner. Opening quarter was 29 3/5 seconds. The first half mile was a minute flat. 3/4 in 1:32 3/5. And the time for the mile in 2:04 1/5. Reads down 2:34.51. Second race is upcoming. There are no scratches, no driver changes in race 2 here this evening. Horsemen, you may come to the track with the second race. Larry Lucas, I hope you will tell everybody at Sandy Ridge hello for us.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avenattiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
All right, David, we just had
we have fans watching from the grandstand here with us.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
I just saw that pop up, and I saw him walk in, so glad to have him with us. Bridget's watching from about 20 feet away.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're glad they're here.
Exactly.
And watching.
See, we don't take fans out of the stands. They come anyway.
They do. They come and they watch. Just know there's going to be a 30-second delay, whatever we say, okay?
Well, that's all right. That's how you get the replays, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. As we get ready to go
How'd
here.
the points go that last race?
Well, I tell you, Mr. Wilfong, think long, or what's his saying?
Study long, study wrong.
Well, he got 1 point, followed by my new name for David Brink being Wikipedia 2. Kurt Becker is Wikipedia 1 with 2 points. I got an awesome 4 points, and Lisa with that 5 pick. Was that hers? Yes, with the 5.
I used the 5 in the wrong spot, didn't I?
Yeah,
that was my problem.
She did it in the right spot and got 11 points out of that.
And the last thing we said before the race is how we were talking about how the only horse we didn't pick was locally owned Ed Teefe's horse, and it blew up third and messed up everyone's point system. So that happens.
Absolutely did. David, our
Good
schedule.
for Ed.
Our schedule is out there. We want to let people know we're out at the county fairs. Get out to the county fairs just like we have seen other people do. You can still watch us at the fair, hear the banter that we've got going on, and do that. And tonight with the stands, I will tell you, when we were up here this afternoon setting up, it was miserable.
It was hot.
I went through 2 T-shirts in that time, and I'm not gonna mention everything else.
I wish I could say that I changed my T-shirts, but I'm just sweaty over here.
But they've got fans here blowing, and I mean the metal kind, not the other kind of fans.
You and Lisa went and popped in the air conditioner to cool off for a little bit, and they kicked those fans on, and it really did help out in the grandstand, just moving the circulating air, getting some breeze across you. We're in a nice shade here, so it's a lot better now with the fans kicked up.
I want to give acknowledgement to the photo finish guy tonight is Brady Schrock tonight.
Yeah, and he might be doing some handicapping for us coming up pretty soon, so keep your eyes out.
Yeah, keep your eyes out for him, but we'll be in Lewistown on Thursday of this week, 1 o'clock. Post time for that. It will be warm, folks. And so
yes, it will.
We will be there doing that. 12 races on board for that. Then the following week,
the dam breaks loose.
8 race cards in 7 days. Charleston and Altamont back and forth, and one day the same on Wednesday. But we'll be in Charleston and Altamont, and we finish up in Brown County on Saturday and Sunday. And so,
yeah.
And so
adding in those 2 painted dates and the 1 date at Morrison, we're going to extend a little beyond our home fair of Mount Sterling, but we wanted to cover as many fairs as we could for you, our fans.
And folks, if you want to know what we're talking about, our Racino, I'm going to show you what is available
thank you, please.
In Indiana.
Let's give them a backstory.
Yeah.
So the Surratts left our last race, right, and went on over to Indiana to visit Hoosier Park. And they had a nice time and took some great photos we can throw up on the screen here for you to look at.
Yeah, why
Maybe
is
we pushed
that
the
not
wrong
showing
button.
up? Oh.
This is the button we need to press.
Yep.
There we go. You can see here on the screen the tote board and and fountains at Hoosier Park taken by Lisa or Steve. I'm not sure who to give credit to there, but
these are my pictures.
then Steve gets credit for them. But we're talking about building something similar to this, like you're seeing on the TV here, in this area right here in the neighborhood of where we're located right now. The Decatur is only right down the road. A lot of the people from the Champaign, Urbana area would consider themselves in this footprint. So you can see the nice apron, the great seating, stadium seating, TVs everywhere. To watch a horse race from this kind of environment really does kind of make it a really, really fun.
But I tell you,
can
the
see
fun one, David, is down here on the apron.
The apron, yeah. Hanging
up. Look at those nice tables with the umbrellas over them. And by the end of the day, when they start, they're at 5:30 start now, that you've got shade out here from the building.
And nothing beats hanging over the fence and watching that start, hearing the horses score down and that thunder and hooves. And look at the nice meals. So something like this is kind of what we're talking about, is in trying to be planned or proposed, I should say, for Decatur Downs. And we would love to have some successful racetrack like this, in our backyard right here in Illinois.
Absolutely. As we give you those shots, it would be nice for us to be able, just for us, it'd be like an hour and 30 minutes to Decatur to be able to go over and watch some racing.
I counted about 2 hours to get there and parked and whatnot. But, yeah, it's under 2 to get from, door to door. But and not just us, I did look at that the other day, how far are the horsemen in the state, from that proposed site. And really, it's such a good location because there's no horsemen over maybe 2.5 hours, except for maybe the DeCoin guys. And God bless those guys. They've been traveling for years and years and years, and they're kind of just used to it. But, from Decatur, you can get about 2.5 hours to up by Harvard, where Casey Leonard's from. You can get over our direction on the west side of the state. You can obviously get the east side of the state. You can get Indiana, Kentucky. You're drawing a lot of horse folks, a lot of horse fans, and a lot of potential gamblers to the new Racino. So I think this is a great idea. I wish it so much luck.
You go ahead and talk.
Racing, we handicapping or okay? You're just doing other stuff over there. But like I said, you can see on the screen there the pictures from Hoosier. The proposed Decatur Downs would be a huge savior to the state here. I always say it, the Illinois horse racing isn't dead. We just need racing opportunities. And we have a proposal on the track right now from somebody not asking for a dime from the state, all privately funded, create I can't remember how many new jobs and how many millions in revenue of economic impact. It would just be a huge swing for everyone involved, especially the horsemen in Illinois who have been holding on for 20 years since recapture. So we've been waiting for a day, and I think we're getting close. I hear a call to post maybe getting close, so we'll watch the microphone room.
So did you handicap already?
I didn't.
Okay.
We can, though. Let's look ahead at race.
Last horse is coming to the track. The starters are out.
And here's going to be, I don't want to miss this every time. This is so unique having a guy do this live. I don't think she got the microphone on.
And thank you, Ken. Good to have Ken visit us.
All right.
He's made the trip from his home in Wisconsin. Brought Robin along with him. Loved the red coat, the top hat, the white pants. For a lot of us, it makes us think back to the days when the late Pete Pearson would stroll out to Victory Lane at the DeCoin State Fair and would serve the role as the bugler. Let's meet the starters for race number 2 as they head to the starting gate. Coble Family Memorial, Illinois Standardbred Association. So these horses are Illinois conceived and foaled. Purse of $2,864. No changes. Number 1, RK's Winners Win, owned by MM&D Racing of Charleston, of Mike and Mitch Gidas and Dennis Wright, trained by Roshan Trigg. Jaquavian Carter is up. 2, Fox Valley Onassis, owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, Brian Lohman of Champaign, Bart Seals of Altamont, Andrew Miller of Sydney, trained by Kevin Miller, the driver, Wyatt Avenetti. 3, Mighty Engine, owned by John Krasnick Jr. of Streeter, trained by Nick Prather. Is Connor Prather in the bike. 4 is Drill Baby Drill, owned by Kenneth Schrock of Arthur, Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, Dave Schrock of Humboldt. The trainer and the driver is Marcus Detweiler. Number 5, J&M Son of Star, owned by Cornelius Cavett of Virgins. He's also the trainer. Co-owned by Cedric Daniels of Jackson, Mississippi. Jordan Patton is also an owner, and he is based in Clinton, Mississippi. And he is with us tonight because he's the driver of number 5, J&M Son of Star. At the post, the gate is rolling. This is stop number 15 of the 27 fairs that make up the 2025 Illinois County Fair Tour. Difficult to believe we already have moved into the second half of County Fair season. Here they come, race 2. They are off and pacing. Mighty Engine comes out for the early lead as Fox Valley Onassis gets away in the second position. RK's Winners Win is away racing in third. Drill Baby Drill is fourth, and J&M Son of Star last of the 5 as they swing around the first turn and complete the opening 1/8 of a mile. Mighty Engine, that 2-year-old, 2 starts, 2 wins, tries to keep it going here this evening and has the early lead. Midpoint of the backstretch here in race number 2. Leads it, well, but for how long? Because there goes Wyatt Avenetti with Fox Valley Onassis, and Fox Valley Onassis moves up on the outside and takes over the lead. Opening quarter is on the board in 32 seconds flat. Fox Valley Onassis is the new leader and has the lead by just a length and a half as Drill Baby Drill moves up as they move around the turn and come on down toward the halfway point. It is a field of 2-year-old Illinois-bred pacers this time as Fox Valley Onassis has the lead by just a length, but don't count out Mighty Engine, who's full of pace. Driver Connor Prather leaning back in the race bike, trying to get that pacer to conserve his speed for the final quarter mile. 103 flat for the first half mile, 103 flat. Fox Valley Onassis back around the turn, leads at a length, and Mighty Engine is right there in second, a length and a half. RK's Winners Win is third. Drill Baby Drill is once again trying to move up. This time comes to the outside with a more determined move and goes to third, but still 3 lengths off the lead. Then a gap of 7 more lengths back to J&M Son of Star as the field races on by the 3/4 mile mark. Fox Valley Onassis is the leader. Here comes Mighty Engine taking to the outside. Mighty Engine challenging Fox Valley Onassis as they go by the 3/4 and they turn for home. Fox Valley Onassis, Mighty Engine. Mighty Engine needs to find more. 3/4, 133 and 4. 133 4/5. It is Fox Valley Onassis by a length and a half. 2 lengths, 3 lengths. Fox Valley Onassis draws clear in the stretch to win it for Wyatt Avenetti. Won it by just over 4 lengths on the line. Mighty Engine was home second. Drill Baby Drill was third. RK's Winners Win was fourth. And J&M Son of Star was fifth. 2:03 flat, the time for the mile. 2:03 flat. Fox Valley Onassis, your unofficial winner. Horsemen, you may come to the track for the third race. We'll meet the winner of race 2 in just a moment.
Fox Valley Onassis out of the Kevin Miller barn on the home track, putting in a nice mile today. 2-3 flat. I talked to Kev before the race today. He was pretty high on that horse, and for good reason. 3 starts, 2 wins, and those 2 wins are coming at Springfield and DuQuoin against a little better competition maybe than the county fairs, and pacing in 57 flat last quarter in 26. This was a nice horse, folks. We're fortunate to see it get to race here at the fairs because that horse is going to be up in the stakes competition later this year for sure. Wait, what was that again?
Earlier today, we checked
I put that in there.
Track records for
I had to
the
give him a hard
Champaign
time.
County Fair. And in case you have been curious, since the first 2 races have both been won by 2-year-old pacing geldings. The track record for 2-year-old pacing colts and geldings belongs to Genuine back in 2007 with 1 mile in 2 minutes and 2/5 of a second. Again, that's the 2-year-old colt gelding pace track record, 2 minutes and 2/5 of a second. Nonetheless, a couple of good, solid 2-year-old miles here to get us started this evening. One in the top line circuit, the other in the Illinois Standardbred Association, and this race a division of the Coble Family Memorial. And Fox Valley Onassis is now coming trackside. A year ago, do you remember a year ago at the Champaign County Fair, this driver, Wyatt Avenatti, won 9 races here last year. So there's win number 1 of the evening. How about a hand for Wyatt Avenatti with Fox Valley Onassis? And Wyatt has a pretty strong cheering section in the grandstand here this evening, and heck, why not? He is one of the young drivers who has established himself as a solid contender week in and week out, both at the county fairs and the pari-mutuals. There's the Coble Family Memorial blanket, and there is a big group moving in trackside around the winning pacer, Fox Valley Onassis, owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, Brian Lohman of Champaign, Bart Seals, originally of Altamont, his home now technically in Mason in Effingham County, and Andrew Miller of Sydney. The trainer, Kevin Miller, so this 2-year-old by Some Star Somewhere is based right here at the Champaign County Fairgrounds. So it is a home court victory for Fox Valley Onassis, who jogs and trains over this racetrack throughout the course of the year. Congratulations to the locally based winner.
David, they'll give us a final rundown here in a minute.
Also,
nice
congratulations to Fox Valley Standardbreds, who bred that 2-year-old, again, a gelded son of Some Star Somewhere out of Ideal Princess by American Ideal. 3 wins and 4 starts. Picked up a really nice win in 157 at the DuQuoin State Fairgrounds a couple of weeks ago. 2:03 here tonight on the half-mile track. Here's the full field rundown. It's official for that second race. RK's winner's win finished 4. Fox Valley Onassis, the winner. Mighty Engine was the runner-up. Drill Baby Drill was 3rd, and JNM Son of Star finished 5. The opening quarter, 32 seconds. The first half mile in 1:03. 3 quarters, 1:33 and 4. And the time for the mile, 2:03 flat. Reads down, 4:12.35. Third race is on the way. It is the Illinois Standardbred Association 2-year-old filly trot, the Walter Atchison Memorial. No scratches. A reminder, the driver of number 4, Lou's Cabernet, Steve Searle. Trainer Steve Searle will also drive number 4, Lou's Cabernet. Horsemen, come to the track, please.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
Just making sure it's me. I'll bring myself back up. Steve's getting some driver's changes and corrections so we can pass those along to you from our officials right behind us here. But we're looking ahead at, oh, he's finishing up. That's pretty quick over there. Good job. But, yeah, we can look ahead at race 3 if you want to. Steve, what do you think?
What do I think on race 3 here? Everybody picked the 3 on this, Broadway and Lou. Wyatt Avenatti driving the Steven Searle horse. That would be 2 wins for him if he would win that, like everybody's thinking. In that second slot, Lisa went with the 2. You went with the 2. I went with the 5, April's Lady. Jerome Daniels' horse there. And then for third, Lisa and I just flip-flopped. And it looks like you went with the 1, and I'll let you pick up.
Yeah.
You went with the Brown County name there.
Yeah, we all kind of use the same here. You guys, Will Fung and I used Little Brindle, where you guys used April Lady when you just flipped the place and show here. But we have some difference over here. Tyler Clemens is going 1-4-5 in this race and skipping completely over that Broadway and Loose. So if he hits this, I'll call him a genius on that. Not that Little Brindle can't do it, but I think Broadway and Lou is coming in this race primed off 2 wins, 2 nice fair wins. The horse's attitude coming in is always going to be a little bit, has a lot to do with things. So want to give a big shout out to our racetrack announcer, Kurt Becker. We talk about him sometimes on the air, but we can never do it enough justice. We're so fortunate here in Illinois to have the likes of such a professional, such a great professional with so much knowledge and enthusiasm. We have a better announcer than we probably deserve at these small county fairs, but it's part of the charm of Illinois racing. We've had a good string of announcers for years and years and years, and Kurt's just the latest one in that long line. So we're so lucky to have him here, and we want to make sure he gets his flowers too.
Yep, one of the other announcers is here on site tonight, Ed Teefee. We had an Ed Teefee sighting.
Ed Teefee, he's kind of hard to catch sometimes, but he is milling around the Champaign Fair. There he is over there. So good to see him. He's done a lot of races too in his years. They all have different styles. I always say maybe Ed's a little more, casual off the hip, which makes Steve and I go crazy because we can't predict when he's going to be on or off the mic. But, he has a lot of knowledge and knows people and always introduces all of the people in the winner's circle, which I think is such a nice touch to make sure the grandkids and grooms and everyone gets their name shouted in front of the crowd, because it feels good to be noticed for your hard work, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we love to hear that. When he helps us out so that we can also know some other people that are around harness racing.
Yeah, I had to ask him a question today, and he didn't know the answer. I was asking, where is Donnie Fries from? Does anybody know? Not that it's a huge deal. I just was trying to figure that out. So if you know where Don Fries is from, drop it in the chat. I'd like to kind of remember that.
Here he comes from the green tent on the infield with that patriotic bugle.
He's talking about me, so I guess anytime, right? Yep.
And there's the signal. Thank you, Ken. We are ready to go with race number 3. That is the Illinois Standardbred Association 2-year-old filly trot, the Walter Atchison Memorial, a purse of $2,705. There are no scratches. A reminder, the driver of the 4, Lou's Cabernet, is Steve Searle. Number 1 is Little Brindle. Little Brindle is owned by Kelly Bell and her mother, Tony, of Windsor, trained and driven by Matt Avenatti, who is to wed Kelly Bell, coming up on Saturday at a 5 p.m. ceremony in Windsor, Illinois. Number 2 is TVS Tia Wind, owned, trained, and driven by Jerome Daniels of Springfield. 3 is Broadway and Lou, owned by the Flacco Family Farms LLC of Alexis, Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco, Rick and Tabby Flacco. Steve Searle of Grant Park, Brian Coate of Bradford, trained by Steve Searle. The driver is Wyatt Avenatti. Number 4, Lou's Cabernet, owned by the Flacco Family Farms, trained by Steve Searle, and contrary to the program, Steve Searle is in the bike. And number 5 is April Lady, owned and trained by Jerome Daniels of Springfield. The driver is Cornelius Cavett. Getting ready to head to the starting gate for our third race as we shift gears here and go to the trot for our third event. Our bugler, Ken, getting his picture made on the infield there with our queen, Sophia Hartke, and also our little miss, Sloan Davis, who are part of our trackside winner's circle ceremonies here this evening.
While Kurt's off the air, I will confirm.
One quick note, you longtime racing fans here at Champaign County might have picked up on this. Here's a problem, but it's a good problem to have. The track record sign on the infield, actually, both of those all-age track records were broken here a couple of years ago. You might remember it happened like in race 1 and race 3 that night. The pacing track record, the all-age pacing track record is now 156-3, and that belongs to a pacer by the name of Fox Valley B. Gump, trained by Kevin Miller, the driver Richard Finn. And the all-age trot track record now belongs to Swan of Dreams, trained by David Brooks, also driven by Richard Finn in 159-4. That said, Source of Oz still has the track record for 3-year-old trotters. Armbro Barnes was a heck of a racehorse and still ranks as one of the fastest ever over this racetrack. Just wanted to get that established in case we have any miles below 2 minutes. To get it out there, the track records are 156-3 on the pace and 159-4 on the trot. They are at the post. The gate is rolling. Third race. Field will go to the gate here in just a moment. Started to approach the gate, now taking another turn, so just a couple of more moments before we will get underway here with our third event. Gives us a chance to remind everyone a lot more is coming up yet this week at the Champaign County Fair. You've got Livestock Day tomorrow. This is Senior Citizens Day. You've got Tinsley's Amusements on the Midway. Tomorrow is Livestock Day, and the monster trucks are here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Yeah, looks like they've got the course all ready to go for the big monster trucks here. That is a show you never outgrow. You never get too old to come to watch the monster trucks. You want to feel like a kid again? Come out tomorrow night. That'll be a great show. Right now, we're at the post. Gates rolling. Third race. Field is in the turn. Starter Roy Finn gets set to bring them down for the start. Here they come. Problems for Lou's Cabernet, who broke stride coming down for the start. And now TVST A Wind is off stride, Little Brindle is off stride, and the rest are off and trotting as they head down into the first turn. And in no time at all, Broadway and Lou with Wyatt Avenatti grabbing the racetrack, staying right on the trot, and as a result, opening up by an 8-length advantage. Now it's out to 9 by the end of the opening 1/8 of a mile. April Lady will go in the second position. Little Brindle back on the trot in third, just a length from that second-place trotter, and in fact now challenging April Lady for second. There's a gap of another 15 lengths then to TVST A Wind, and Lou's Cabernet is last as the leader has already gone by the quarter-mile mark. Opening quarter is on the board in 34 and 1/5 seconds. Broadway and Lou is the leader. Broadway and Lou has opened up on that 9-length advantage, followed by Little Brindle, who did move around TVST A Wind as they move up toward the half-mile mark. So the brothers Avenatti, Matt and Wyatt, they've already taken the first 2 races on the card, halfway home in race 3, and Wyatt has a lead that's starting to slip away because his brother Matt is starting to chase him down. It is still Broadway and Lou the leader by 3 lengths. Only by 3 now, as Little Brindle's a closer second. 1:08.3 the time for the first half mile. 1:08.3. Now it's just 2 lengths between the top 2 after 5/8 of a mile. Broadway and Lou leads it by 2 lengths. Little Brindle is racing in second. And then a gap of 6 more lengths back to April Lady in third. And then a margin of 25 more back to the 2 trailers, TVST A Wind, who's off stride, and Lou's Cabernet, who is last. There's a quarter mile to go, and Broadway and Lou, the one to catch, still leads it back Back out to a 3-length lead now. Little Brindle is still in second position. 3/4, 142 flat. 3/4, 142 flat. Here comes Little Brindle. Little Brindle hits another gear and is moving up on the outside. Was 3 lengths away, and in the blink of an eye is just off the leader's flank as they turn for home. It is still Broadway and Lou with a narrow lead, but for how long? Little Brindle is right alongside. Here's the finish. It'll be close. The brothers Avenatti. Oh, Little Brindle broke stride. Little Brindle broke stride with less than a 16th to go, so Broadway and Lou is the winner. Little Brindle came across the line in second. It was a long way back, about 20 more lengths to April Lady in third. TVS Tia Wind fourth and Lou's Cabernet fifth. The time for the mile, 2:13 flat. Time for the mile, 2 minutes, 13 seconds flat. We'll meet the winner next, and horsemen, in the meantime, you may come to the track with race 4.
Okay, David, interesting into that race. I thought Little Brindle was going to
I
blow
was
it up.
really kind of rooting for the horse named after the local company, but I saw that break coming on. But a good race nonetheless. Little Brindle recovered from an early break to make it really interesting, and I tell you what, that move was strong. So that filly, take nothing away from her, just probably was a little leg weary, getting close to the wire and just kind of overexerted herself. So I think that horse is going to turn out to be quite all right. But you figuring points over there?
Yeah, I'm
did it look good?
Points.
Did it look bad?
Well, it looks like you got 10 points because you did pick the winner on that horse. Then I'm going to collect 1 or 2 points. No, yeah, 2 points. I got to look here. 3, 5, 2.
I said if
oh, well, wait a second here. I picked the 3, so I got actually 11 points.
Okay, cool.
It was a week ago Sunday at the Marshall Putnam Fair in Henry that trainer Steve Searle realized a milestone when he got his 1,000th career victory. On that same card, he actually got win number 999 as well as number 1,000. Broadway and Lou was the horse that got him win number 999. And we mention that because people always remember the milestone. They always remember the big number of 1,000. But to give credit where it's due, this 2-year-old filly, she was the one that put him right on the brink of the milestone. Broadway and Lou was Steve's 999th career win as a trainer. And Broadway and Lou wins again here tonight. Wyatt Avenatti goes back-to-back on the card as your winning driver. How about a hand for Broadway and Lou? This third race in memory of Walter H. Atchison, was a military veteran, was also a businessman, past president of Midwest Ready Mix Concrete Associates, and that blanket is now about to be presented down trackside for this third race to the connections of Broadway and Lou, which races for the Flacco Family Farms LLC of Alexis, Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco, Rick and Tabby Flacco. In fact, a homebred for all of those connections you see in the program, co-owner Steve Searle of Grant Park and Brian Code of Bradford. Again, Steve Searle trains and Wyatt Avenatti drives the winner. A 2-year-old filly by Lou's Legacy, the reigning Illinois Trotting Stallion of the Year, out of Broadway victory by Broadway Hall. 3 wins in 4 career starts for Broadway and Lou. And no doubt that is yet another 2-year-old that is a hopeful for the Illinois State Fair at Springfield. A reminder, racing gets underway there Thursday, August 7. Special post time this year, 11 a.m. Special post time, 11 a.m. at Springfield for each racing day. They race August 7, 8, and 9, and again August 13 and 14. Horsemen will tell you, it's always great to have a goal like the State Fair on your schedule, but it's also a tough, demanding business. And I'll guarantee you any one of these horsemen tonight will say, look, you got to keep these horses healthy, you got to take good care of them, got to keep them sound, and hopefully they will make it to the State Fair. Here's the full field rundown for that third race. From the top, Little Brindle was the runner-up. TVS Tia Wind finished 4th. Broadway and Lou the winner. Luz Cabernet finished 5, and April Lady was 3rd. The quarter 34-1, the half in 108 3/5, 3/4 in 142, and the time for the mile in 2:13 flat. It reads down 2:41.53. Candy Herzog is our trackside winner's circle photographer. She motions toward driver Wyatt Avenatti, who now takes his 2-year-old trotting charge back down toward the turn. We're ready for the 4th race, another division of the Walter H. Atchison Memorial. Driver change on number 3, Luz Mindbender, and that'll be Matt Avenatti. Matt Avenatti drives number 3, Luz Mindbender.
Kerr Auction is your trusted source for ag equipment, attachments, construction gear, trucks, trailers, and hard-to-find parts. With live and online auctions at kerrauction.com, you can bid from anywhere, field, job site, or front porch. From big equipment to small parts. If you need it, Kerr Auction has it. Don't miss your next deal. Check out kerrauction.com today. Kerr Auction, built for the working world.
All right, David, real quick before we talk about from the backstretch, talk about worst to first.
Worst to first, right?
Mr. Wilfong got 15 points on that.
He had a good race, huh?
Second. And Lisa ended up with 13, me 11, and David ended up on the bottom of that pile with 10. And this is how the scoring goes so far. 39 points for Lisa. She's at the front of the pack.
I saw that. I just
tonight.
was looking to see who was that on top over there.
30 for you and I both, but Kyle, at least he more than quadrupled his score there at 18 points. And we give 10 points for first, 5 for second, 3 for third.
And
if
I
you
am
box
so
the horse,
tempted to put the study long, study wrong up on the screen again, but I think I'd be a jerk if I did that.
Well, I'm not going to push that. But we want people to like or subscribe us, but also we want you to send messages through the YouTube channel there. Through the chat. That's
and even I just did something as we were talking. You didn't even notice. I threw up a poll in the chat. So if you are following along, if you're in the chat, there should be a poll open asking you which Illinois State Fair racetrack surface do you think is faster, Springfield or DuQuoin? Make your vote in the chat. We'll keep track of those all race or all night long and see which track our fans thinks is faster.
All right. The other thing, and I want to note here for Randy Callahan, since he's kind of right behind us, is that I'm keeping my hands together. I'm not talking with my hands much tonight. I'm trying not to. I'm a pastor. I talk with my hands all the time. So
it adds something, right?
Yep. But I got to give Randy a hard time back there. He tends to call me Chalk, and, that's all right sometimes. But give us a chat out there. David's got that out there for you. Also, tell us what your favorite non-harness racing event is at the fairs. What do you like to go to? What do you come to?
Rodeos,
the fair
what have you? Whatever pageants, whatever your thing is. We want to hear about it. We want to know what's popular amongst the fans.
And then the other thing we're going to do is talk about our picks for the next race. We'll get over that. But it looks like we got real similar picks all over the board there.
We all went to kind of the same place, and even Tyler went to the same place, 4-1-3 in this race. The only I don't want to say deviant, but the only one who deviated from the group was Miss Lisa. She chose a little different direction here, picking the 5 to finish second. Luz Transporter out of the Steve Cyril barn. That horse is capable. Shows us a win in the second on the short card here, but. Everyone else tend to agree 4-1-3 in this race, and it's kind of interesting to note here. But Tyler Clemens is in the chat. So he's a little biased, but he did break the babies for the Nessa stable, and I think that baby he broke is that 4-horse is quite a nice horse. Luz True Lou has been winning at a crazy clip here this season. So he got to sit behind a good one there, Tyler.
Absolutely. 3 of us went 4-1-3. Lisa went 4-5-1. So the ones in everybody's mix, the 4 is in everybody's mix. The differentiator there will be the 5.
The Here Comes Bob was the horse, as Kurt was just talking, Here Comes Bob was the horse that Steve Cyril took his 1,000th win on, his training win. So not only was the last horse his 999, but this was his 1,000th. So this horse, I remember seeing pictures from that race. 8 3/4 lengths, open lengths there. Steve was in hand. I think we all got to pick that horse second. But Lisa thinks she has a wild flyer here with Lou's Transporter, the other Steve Searle trainee. So we'll see what happens. She might take a big chunk of points right there.
Yeah, he's hot right now.
And he's here. He's driving that one. You know what? I don't mind having the trainer drive at these fairs. I think they kind of protect their horse a little more. They maybe drive a little more conservatively. And as we talk about these trots, sometimes the best strategy is just staying flat. So I think that's an all right pick, Lisa.
And so with that, we wait for the track announcer, Kurt Becker, but also the call to post that we have here tonight. Or I don't know if he's finished or looks like he's putting the white gloves on. So the hat and the gloves are getting ready to come on as he looks for the horseman to get out.
Bugling shortly, it sounds like, huh?
Yeah, I'll get Kurt pulled up so we can get him in there or the...
Either way, yeah.
Either way. But just a little fanfare, I want to say, for tonight to bring things up a notch here at the Champaign County Fair.
I used to watch the Marshal at DuQuoin. They used to have the red coat and the top hat and the white pants. And I thought, handling horses all day, you got to get so dirty. I don't know who does their dry cleaning, but I wouldn't want any part of that, I guarantee.
Well, you can see it when the drivers get off
white
the
pants
bike.
Come off.
White pants. Usually the butt is black.
Yep. The mud, the dirt clods get thrown up from the hooves. They land in your lap.
Last
and
horse
just
coming
get
to the
ground
track.
under your
Starters
butt as you
are
ride
out.
there all along. I think we're going to have a call to post here pretty soon.
Great to have Ken visiting us from his home in Wisconsin, paying his first visit ever to the Champaign County Fair. Typically, the call to the post on the fair circuit, and even at the state fairs anymore, is usually from a recording, and it just adds so much. We love the showmanship and so forth, so great to have Ken with us. Race number 4 is a division of the Walter Atchison Memorial, the Illinois Standardbred Association 2-year-old colt and gelding trot for a purse of $2,692 as they get ready to head over to the backstretch. Number 1 is Here Comes Bob, owned by Molly Baldus of Hannah City, Steve Searle of Grant Park, Michael Paloma of Mundelein, Chris Paloma, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, trained by Steve Searle, the driver Wyatt Avenetti. 2 is Hatari, owned by Dr. Patrick Graham of Lockridge, Iowa, trained and driven by Clay Simpson, who comes to us out of Fairfield, Illinois. Number 3, Lou's Mindbender, owned by the Flacco Family Farms LLC of Alexis, trained by Steve Searle. Contrary to the program, the driver is Matt Avenetti. 4 is Lou's True Lou, owned by Ernie Sork of Fairfield, Nori Nessa of Fairfield, and owned also by trainer Sean Nessa of DuQuoin. The driver is Isaac Love. 5 is Lou's Transporter, owned by the Flacco Family Farms, trained and driven by Steve Searle.
Little dead spot here.
Yeah.
David, any little nuggets that you've got out there?
I was just thinking our guest selector tonight is Kyle Wilfong. I remember the first time I met Kyle was at this track over there by that green barn back when we were breeding to their dad's or his dad's sire, Cape Crusader, and we were taking GA's JJ up to Cape Crusader to get bred. And I met Kyle when he was about 12 years old back there on the backstretch, and he was a little twerp back then and turned out to be quite a little driver now, winning the Dan Patch and numerous other big races. So it's cool.
Horses approaching the starting gate over on the back straightaway. Number 3, Lou's Mindbender. If you are a fan of 1960s rock, I wonder if the name Lou's Mindbender makes you think of the old group Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders. They had that song Game of Love. We had to look it up online. 1964 was when that hit came out for Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders. And we've got Lou's Mindbender here in race 4. At the post, gates rolling. Here they come. They are off and trotting. There goes Here Comes Bob out for the early lead. Lou's True Lou gets away in the second position. Hatari comes out racing in third. And then Lou's Mindbender and Lou's Transporter, who moves up one spot from last around the first turn. It is Here Comes Bob who's got the early lead and is on top by 2 lengths as they go by that 8th mile mark onto the back stretch. Lou's True Lou, though, getting a good trip, drafting right in behind the leader in second before there's a gap of 7 more lengths back to Lou's Transporter in third. By 3.5 lengths back to Lou's Mindbender in fourth. Hatari is last of the 5 and is racing some 18 lengths off the lead. Here Comes Bob is your leader. Here Comes Bob, got the opening quarter, 32 and 3/5 seconds. Lou's True Lou is in second position. There's a gap of 2.5 lengths separating those top 2. And then there's 7 more lengths back to Lou's Transporter. Lou's Mindbender. Hatari is last. Here Comes Bob, fresh off a career debut victory at the Marshall Putnam Fair at Henry a week ago Sunday. Has the lead with 1 circuit to go here, but has company. Lou's True Lou now picks up the chase from that second spot, just a length separating those top 2. 104 and 2, the time for the first half mile, 104 and 2/5. Back around the turn they go. Here Comes Bob is the leader. Here Comes Bob still leads by a length. Lou's True Lou has been there in second since the start. Put the test, a mild test to the leader at the half-mile mark. Backed away. Now Isaac Love says, I think I've got a better handle on the situation, and here comes Lou's True Lou up on the outside. Lou's True Lou puts a head in front. Here Comes Bob is still there to the inside. 1:36, the time at the 3/4, 1 minute, 36 seconds flat. Here Comes Bob, saves the ground on the inside lane and regains a 1-length lead as they move around that far turn. It is Here Comes Bob with Lou's True Lou in second. A length separate these two now as they turn for home. A final try from Lou's True Lou. Here comes Lou's True Lou again with a rush on the outside, and that's going to be good enough to win it. Lou's True Lou gets up by a length on the line. Here Comes Bob was second. And then there was a margin of about 15 more lengths back to Lou's Transporter in third. A similar gap back to Lou's Mindbender in fourth, and Hatari was fifth. Time for the mile was 2:07 flat. Time for the mile, 2:07 flat. Lou's True Lou.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a big mile out here. 2:07 flat for these young young colt trotters out here at the Champaign County Fair. What an exciting race, though, between Here Comes Bob, who showed to be quite a classy young gelding out there, but Lou's True Lou, when he set his mind to gear, he just was off. So congratulations to the connections and to the, we'll give the breaker a tip of the hat to Mr. Tyler Stevens Clemens, who got a little hand in that horse, we'll call it. But anyway, the whole crew between Sean, Ernie, Noreen, wish you all congratulations. Get the time down, 2:07 flat.
All right,
I
David.
don't know how you guys did, but I know I did all right on that one.
Well, 3 of us had 413, so we got 15. 3 of us got 15 points out of that, which was you, myself, and Mr. Wolfong. And then, let's see, then Lisa got 4-5-1, so she got 12 points in that. So she's going to still keep
I say
her
no
lead.
separation.
Yep, she still has a 6-point lead. She's at 51, 45 for you and I, and Kyle Wolfong with 33 points. And so we're waiting for the final results here.
You know, I remember watching that horse. We saw it win over at Decatur, but I remember being at Springfield to watch that first start on 621 and talking to Ike as that horse was going on the track. I said, that horse is for real, isn't it? He's like, oh, yeah. And
race number 4 goes to Lou's True Lou, a 2-year-old gelding owned by Ernie Sork of Fairfield, Norrie Nessa of Fairfield, Sean Nessa of DuQuoin, the co-owner and trainer, and Isaac Love in the race bike for the winning drive. This 2-year-old trotter has now won 6 of his 8 career starts and looking therefore at another potential contender for the upcoming Illinois State Fair Colt Stakes just a couple of weeks from now at Springfield. Trainer Sean Nessa has been fighting some health issues. As they say in the motorsports business, he's been in the garage for some repairs a time or two lately, but we saw him at DuQuoin a couple of weeks ago attending the races, and it was great to see him there. Now in front of the stands, here's the winner with that nice rush coming home. How about a hand for Lou's True Lou?
It's a nice gilding.
There's Nori Nessa, the co-owner, standing at the head of this horse in the red shirt, and joined by Marty Alanya, who was our winner's circle coordinator. And there is the Walter Atchison Memorial blanket down trackside as well. Lou's True Lou took a record of 2:03 at the Illinois State Fairgrounds at Springfield, and that was a few weeks ago, back on June 21st at the annual summer preview. 2:07 tonight. If that's not the 2-year-old colt trot track record, that's very, very close. We'll have to dust off the record books and check and see. There is Lou's True Lou, one of the winningest 2-year-old trotters in Illinois. Congratulations, Nori. Here's the full field rundown. It's official for the 4th race. From the top, here comes Bob, the runner-up. Hatari finished 5, Lou's Mindbender 4, Lou's True Lou the winner, and Lou's Transporter 3rd. The quarter 32 and 3, the half 104 and 2/5. 3 quarters and 136 flat. The time for the mile 2:07 flat. Reads down 2:54.13. Race 5 is on the way. There are no scratches. A reminder, the driver for the 1, Arcades Mac, Jaquavian Carter. Number 1, Arcades Mac, Jaquavian Carter will drive. And the 5, Captain's Magic, Jordan Patton. Jordan Patton drives the 5.
Thoughts?
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
A couple last thoughts on race number 4 before we turn ahead to look ahead at race 5. In the chat there, Tyler, want to give a big shout out, and this is exactly right, Tyler. This is the kind of shout outs we're looking for. You know, I don't know the grooms of every stable, but they deserve their flowers too. They do all the hard work, keeping that stable running smooth and efficient, and developing the connection with the horses. So big shout out to Titus, the groom for that stable. And also want to give a shout out to the 1 horse. Here comes Bob. That horse turned in a big mile, didn't get the record, but still, you know, the track record broke potentially and was just beat short of it. So that horse is coming around at second lifetime start. Nothing to scoff at there, and here comes Bob. And we can toss it to a commercial now if you want.
Okay.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
I'll bring myself back up as we look ahead to race number 5 on today's card. I guess we can go ahead and start looking at some handicapping while we have some break in the microphone talk. Tyler Stevens Clemens went 1-5-3 in today's 5th race using RK's Mac on top, Captain's Magic 2nd, and the 3 horse Fox Valley Lava 3rd. I went a little different direction today. I had to use lava chicken. Steve didn't get that reference, but Fox Valley Lava on the home track has won, what's that, 5 in the last row here, so that horse would be tough to beat on the home surface. My second choice, RK's Mac off the rail for Roshan Trigg, MM&D Racing. My third choice, the 2, Con Man, Connor Prather, and Bushi. Mr. Wilfong went exactly the same, didn't he? No, you might make a couple points. You were down.
Well, I went a little bit different, 3-2-1 on that, David.
But everyone else is the same, so no separation in points again, huh? Unless you can chew up a couple 3 on your wife.
Kyle's not going to make up any ground on this race on anybody.
My rule is as long as I don't lose to the guest handicapper, I'm happy.
That's good. That's good. So we get ready for race 5 here. Driver changes again, RK's Mac. Jaquavian Carter on that horse, and Captain's Magic will be Jordan Patton on the 5 horse. As they have yet to figure out how Wyatt Evanetti can drive 2 horses at the same time.
Well, the problem is everyone wants to use him. I mean, he's such a good driver. They all put in the box and say, put Wyatt down, and then Wyatt gets to decide who he drives.
Yeah, then he gets to decide.
Then he gets to pick. But, Wyatt does such a great job, not only driving the horses, but doing his own PR, working with his trainers and his clients and keeping everyone happy. Such a nice young man. He's always smiling and good attitude. And I really believe that's a big hill to become a good driver. Is you want to scale up and get those accounts that feed you horses. I don't want to say you have to kiss, derriere, but you have to make everyone happy and kind of keep that in the back of your head. And Wyatt does a great job. He's overwhelmed with people wanting to talk to him and congratulate him, and he just takes it all in stride.
Well, and the thing about it is, Irv Miller's got a lot of horses in a lot of places,
yes.
and Wyatt goes to a lot of different places to drive, and that gives Irv Miller a very consistent driver that he can use in several different places and a very consistent place for him to drive.
Wyatt started out here at the fairs with Kevin Miller's horses and drove a lot of those things, winning fair championship after fair championship, got up to Hawthorne, started picking up some stakes mounts, and now he has some of the stakes, trainers using him as a second choice, maybe, a first choice on some horses. He had a nice race last year, with Fox Valley
when
Tessa.
When we were in Newton, how many miles did he drive? 1,500?
Oh, that was, it was ridiculous,
wasn't it?
It was
ridiculous for those
sitting
2 days.
in the seat just to get, go from track to track, and that's not considering sitting in the bike behind the horse. That's just in the truck. So
you need to understand, if you're a driver only, which Wyatt is basically
primarily
a
family, but
driver, you've got to have a lot of seat time to be able to make enough money in this business to support your family.
Some of the big drivers out east, they pay drivers for them to drive them from track to track so they can catch a snooze or work on their emails or phone calls or whatever. They're so busy they have to handle all those fires, or keep all those hot potatoes in the air, that they have to contract out driving themselves. That they have a chauffeur take them from the Meadowlands to Philadelphia or what have you. So you're absolutely right. The job doesn't end just when you cross the finish line.
Absolutely. Like I said, the wind is coming through up here. The fans are helping that. I'm in better shape now, body temperature wise, than I was when this afternoon started.
I'm a lot more comfortable, but I can feel the sweat and grime and grossness on me. I know I've sweat a lot, so I'll be happy to get a shower tonight. But as far as being comfortable right now, it's pretty pleasant.
Yeah, it is, and having a great day here at the racetrack. We're into race 5 of 14 races here.
And Aaron Severs, if you're still listening, where did that Con Man nickname for Connor come from? That's a new one. I kind of like it, and I think we should use it if it's okay with the Prather family.
Okay. Yeah, we need to figure that out.
Yeah. Another young up-and-coming driver. He's the one that surprised me. We all knew that the Prather boys worked hard and train a lot of horses and break a lot of horses. And I kind of always expected Cole to be a fine young horseman, but Connor hopped on the bike and just blew my doors off with his maturity. And it's been a joy to kind of watch him progress and learn. And it's fun to watch both these boys. All these young drivers we have in this state. We're so lucky to have a proving ground, we'll call it, in Illinois for the horsemen to cut their teeth on and learn from some of these good guys.
Absolutely. There's nothing like, the experience here. But
I'll throw Kurt up.
Yep. Thank you.
There's the call to the post. Thank you, Ken. Race number 5 is the 3-year-old filly pace for the Illinois Standardbred Association, sponsored by the VFW Auxiliary Post 630. Let's meet the starter's purse of just over $2,800. Number 1 is Arcase Mac, owned by MM&D Racing LLC of Charleston, of Mike and Mitch Titus and Dennis Wright, co-owned by the trainer Roshan Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi. Contrary to the program, the driver Jaquavian Carter. Number 2 is Bushi, owned by the Windy City Farm of Marengo, trained by Nick Prather, Connor Prather, and the bike. 3 is Fox Valley Lava, owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, Alan Miller of Arthur, trained by Kevin Miller and the driver Wyatt Avenatti. 4 is Gorgeous Stella, owned by Bill Weinberger of Martinsville, trained and driven by Alan Finn. 5 is Captain's Magic, racing for Tony Farina of Crete. He's the owner, he's the trainer. Contrary to the program, the driver is Jordan Patton. Horses approaching the starting gate over on the backstretch for race 5 here this evening. Yeah, just to put a final thought to race 4, when we checked the track records earlier today, we found a mile, the fastest mile we could find by a 2-year-old trotter on this racetrack, as far as a colt or gelding, was Brooklyn Jim in 2:07.1 back in 1992. There have been some 2-year-old trotting fillies go quicker, but we will do our best overnight to look through the record books and see if Lou's True Lou in that 2:07 mile might have established a new track record for 2-year-old trotting colts and geldings. We will post the results of our research on Facebook by tomorrow at 12 noon. Check Illinois County Fair Harness Racing or check Horse Talk today. But right now, Pacers, here they come. Race number 5. They are off and pacing. There goes Fox Valley Lava for the lead, and Arcase Mac has early speed as well as they thunder into the first turn. Bushi comes away racing in third. Captain's Magic is fourth, and Gorgeous Stella last of the 5. Fox Valley Lava clears with the lead. On top by just a length, slides down to the inside lane with the advantage as they make the bend into the backstretch. Arcase Mac is right behind the leader in second by a length and a half as they approach the quarter. Bushi is racing in third position. Made an awkward move at the midpoint of the backstretch and lost a couple of lengths in that third spot. Captain's Magic sneaks up a closer fourth and Gorgeous Stella fifth. Opening quarter 30 and a fifth. Opening quarter 30 and 1/5 seconds. It is Fox Valley Lava who leads it by just a length, followed by Arcase Mac in the second position. And then Bushi racing in third, followed by Captain's Magic, who swings to the outside, and Gorgeous Stella is last of the 5. Approaching the halfway point in race 5 here this evening at the Champaign County Fair. Captain's Magic, first up on the outside, moves from fourth to third, challenging now for second, just a length off the lead, but Fox Valley Lava is still the leader. The first half mile, 1:01 and 3. 1:01 and 3/5 of a second. Fox Valley Lava has the lead and leads it by just one length as they complete 5/8 of a mile. 3 furlongs to go here. Arcase Mac is second by 3/4 of a length as they head up the back straightaway, followed by Captain's Magic, who made that move at the half, but seems to have flattened out in that third position. Bushi is in fourth, and then a gap of nearly 20 lengths back to Gorgeous Stella, who's last of the 5. Fox Valley Lava leads it. Fox Valley Lava got 3/4 and 132 flat. 3/4 and 132. Fox Valley Lava leading Arcase Mac, and the advantage is 2 lengths as they come off the final turn. Fox Valley Lava with Wyatt Avenatti aboard, trying to give Wyatt his third winner on the card, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Fox Valley Lava wins it here in race 5 and opened up and won it by nearly 5 lengths. Arcase Mac was home second. Captain's Magic did hang on for third by a diminishing neck over Bushi in fourth, and Gorgeous Stella was fifth. Time for the mile, 2:01 and 2. Time for the mile, 2:01 and 2/5 of a second. We'll recap in just a moment. Race 6 is on the way. A reminder, in the upcoming 6th race, scratch the 5, Frank and Foster. Scratch number 5, Frank and Foster, in the upcoming 6th race.
Lava chicken. Congratulations to Fox Valley Lava, making it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 6 in a row in this 3-year-old's young career. Congratulations to all the connections, but a fine mile turned in here at the home track, 2, 1, and 2. And I noticed something. I don't know if Tony Farina is listening back there on the backstretch by chance, but I noticed your horse, Captain's Magic, he goes awfully wide behind, and I wonder if he hits the bike with those back feet, because he was kind of getting awfully wide, and I thought, man, he hit those inside hubs.
Our thanks to bikes. VFW Auxiliary Post 630, the blanket sponsor, in tonight's 5th race for the Illinois Standardbred Association 3-year-old filly pace. And they also sponsor the blanket for the colt and gelding division as well. Bill Alanya is our superintendent of speed. He is trackside, joined by wife Marty, who is our winner's circle administrator. And our fair queen, that is Sophia Hartke. of Sydney. And again, she's headed off to Southern Illinois University Carbondale this fall. And the Little Miss Sloan Davis, junior rodeo competitor, age 7, of Dewey. And they get ready to offer congratulations to the connections of Fox Valley Lava. This is a training double for the locally based trainer Kevin Miller. Makes his home in Arthur, but he bases his stable right here at the Champaign County Fairgrounds. 2 wins for him tonight and a driving triple for Wyatt Avenatti. Talked about those 9 wins he had here a year ago and already has notched 3 victories here tonight. Fox Valley Lava is owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, and Alan Miller of Arthur. Another winner bred by the Fox Valley Standardbreds of Sherman. This is the 11th career win
Wyatt.
And the 8th of this year. How about a hand for the locally based Fox Valley Lava?
Picked him up on the backstretch.
Yep. She probably thinks they're cheering for her.
That is also 2 wins tonight for Kevin Miller, not only as trainer, but also as owner. As Wyatt Avenatti carefully guides the winner into position for the trackside photo.
Circle smile there, like
I know.
Daddy.
That's great.
Our photographer is Candy Herzog of Beecher City. She snaps the picture. And the result is official for race number 5. Wyatt Avenatti, he is not only a horseman, he's not only a successful harness horse driver, he's also a proud papa. He's got some precious cargo under that left arm there. Here's the full field rundown for the 5th race. From the top, Arcades Mac, the runner-up. Bushi finished 4th. Fox Valley Lava, the winner. Gorgeous Stella finished 5, and Captain's Magic was 3rd. The opening quarter, 30 and a 5th. The first half mile, 101 and 3/5. 3 quarters and 132 flat, and the time for the mile, 2:01 and 2/5 of a second. Reads down 2:41.53. The 3-year-old filly pace track record, by the way, belongs to Ideal McKenna in 1:59 and 4, and that's a record that has stood for 29 years. Man. 6th race is on the way. It's time for the 3-year-old pacing colts and gelding. Scratch the 5. Frank and Foster scratched because of transportation issues. Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
David, we want to thank our donors out there for helping keep this on air for free. We don't charge. There's no subscription charge. I had someone ask me yesterday, if I subscribe, is there a charge? No, there is no charge.
It's free 99, absolutely free to everyone. And I want to toot our horn a little bit here, Steve. I'm looking at some data over here.
Okay.
Currently, we're racing over here in Urbana at Champaign County in Illinois, and the OHHA in Ohio is racing at Sydney, Ohio at the Shelby County Fair. Their stream is going on live now. It's on my YouTube page, and they have 108 concurrent viewers, which is really fantastic to have.
And they've been doing it a long time.
Yes, we have 132.
All right.
So, folks, if that doesn't tell you that, I mean, we all know how great the program is in Ohio. The fans are still here in Illinois. The program is still here in Illinois. We just have to promote it right, get some racing opportunities, and we're going to bounce back, folks. I really believe it.
Absolutely. And so with that, as we take a look here at race 6 already, not quite halfway through this, a little bit of difference or maybe some change. I was the only one that took really the hit on the last race with everybody else 15 points. I ended up with 11 points, so that slid me to 3rd place. But Lisa's still in that first spot with 66 points.
When she's hot, she's hot.
She is. Hot every day. And then 60 points for you, 56 for me, and Mr. Will Fong is coming up there. He's up to 48 points.
He's kind of starting to get some, huh? That's good. That's good.
He's gaining a little momentum. He's got 15, 15, 15 in the last 3 races. So We've already
you want
got
to do the
some
6th race?
chances.
Yeah.
So handicap this out here because
Perfect. Race 6, I went on top to the 1. He's a dark shark. That horse has won 4 of his last 6 starts. You know, we've seen him. He's really handy for the local trainee stables with Wyatt and the bike. It's hard to overlook those connections. My second choice.
So you're picking Paint.
Chalk? Paint?
Chalk.
Oh, always chalk. Absolutely.
Chalk.
At the fairs, if no money line, absolutely.
Yeah.
I bet the odds. I don't bet my gut, you know.
So you bet chalk on that
Chalk, absolutely. My second choice was the 4 Captain DT. I know Wyatt's not driving both horses, but we'll get a driver's change.
Matt's driving.
There we go. Matt's on that one. Okay. And then my third choice, the 2, Jim's Big Boy for Jamaica Patton.
All right. I went similar. I went 1 to win. I'm the only one that went with you on that. Western Trevor for second for me. Jaquavian Carter driving the Roshan Trigg horse there. I just like the consistency of that horse. And then 4, Captain DT in that third spot. For Lisa, she went different. She went with Western Trevor. She's picking that one for Jaquavian to win. In second went He's a Dark Shark. And then third, Jim's Big Boy. And I love that name because I was a big boy fan.
A fat man.
A big boy fan there.
Yeah, and
growing up at the
Kyle
restaurants.
likes Jim's Big Boy too. He's using Jim's Big Boy on top here with this one. You know, the 2 to win. This He's a Dark Shark to come in second, and Captain DT to round out the top 3. So we'll see what happens at the end of the 6th race.
Yeah, the
here,
only horse not picked in this race by anybody.
You had to say
is
it.
the scratch.
Okay, okay, good.
Okay.
Looking in the chat here, we had a shout out to our groom earlier, Titus, and Titus is in the chat saying, "Great drive, Ike." I tell you what, guys like Titus make the stables happen, folks. Absolutely great to have you in the chat here. And Harold Finn's in the chat saying, "Awesome to hear the call to post live. We couldn't agree more. It's a small touch, but it adds quite a bit to the whole overall experience here at the Champaign County Fair." Glenn Brown's watching. Captain DT for the win. Glenn Brown from Austin, Texas. We have fans all across the country. Pretty exciting to tune in these eyeballs right here on the Illinois horse racing circuit.
Absolutely. I was going to tune in here. We'll turn in Kurt Becker for a moment here.
Absolutely.
But she does send word. Here's the good news. She would be happy to pick up your purse checks after the races and either bring them to Springfield on Friday, or she would be happy to drop them in the mail if we rain out at Springfield on Friday. So just contact Leanne and let her know your preference. Leanne, thanks for the heads up on that.
Leanne's willing to take checks. I was going to give her a third option.
There's
there.
Jamaica
She could
Patton.
deliver them.
How many people?
She could mail them, or she could just pay us the money.
I'll make sure it needs to get where it needs to go. Absolutely.
Here we go.
Races 997 career wins as a driver. Here's the thing.
What you want?
He loves winning
Water?
races. Who doesn't? And he loves racing at the county fairs. Who doesn't? But he's a little sentimental about the Illinois State Fair at Springfield. He calls it home. That's where he bases his stable. And he has told us, he told us again tonight over on the backstretch before the races began, he smiled and he said, look, he said, I'll be glad to reach that milestone no matter where it happens. But he said, I'm not going to lie. He said, I love that Illinois State Fair, and he said it would mean a lot to me to get driving win number 1,000 at the upcoming Illinois State Fair, because he said that is where, he said essentially I call that home. That's a big statement, because Jamaica is a person who grew up in Clinton, Mississippi, and I know he's still very fond of his family roots. He still has family in Mississippi, but he liked Illinois so much, he said, I want to move there. He moved here years ago. He calls Illinois home. He considers the Illinois State Fairgrounds home. So we'll see where that milestone happens, but it's getting close. He is just 3 wins away.
It looks like we're about time for that blow of that long trumpet again.
Lisa has some company in
Waiting
the
on the
chat.
4, Captain DT, and then we'll be
D.
set to
Russell
go.
saying 3 for the win, so he's vouching for Lisa's pick here with Western Trevor.
I'm glad somebody could go with
Last
her on
horse
that.
coming to the track. Starters are out. Race 6.
We'll throw it back to our track announcer, Kurt Becker.
There's the call to the post. Race 6, the Illinois Standardbred Association 3-year-old colt and gelding pace. Again, sponsored by the VFW Auxiliary Post 630. The blanket is sponsored by that organization. A purse of $2,784. Scratch the 5, Franken Foster. Number 1, he's a Dark Shark, owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, Brian Lohman of Champaign, trained by Kevin Miller, Wyatt Avenatti in the bike. 2, Jim's Big Boy, owned by D. Phillips of Athens, Jerica Kelly from Canton, Mississippi, trained and driven by Jamaica Patton. 3 is Western Trevor, owned by Edward Earl Thomas, Pulaski, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg, the driver, Jaquavian Carter. 4 is Captain DT, owned by Danny Clark of Mineral Point, Wisconsin, Ron Van der Ostein of East Moline, Illinois, trained by David Avenatti. Contrary to the program, the driver, Matt Avenatti. Number 5, Franken Foster, scratch. The horses are at the post. The gate's rolling already. They are off the end of the backstretch and moving on to that far turn. Top of the stretch. Here they come. Race 6. They are off and pacing. There goes He's a Dark Shark right out for the early lead. Jim's Big Boy comes away in second. In fact, they're all going to settle single file by the time they move on to that first turn and race toward the quarter-mile mark. Western Trevor will go third, and Captain DT is fourth as they settle into line and race to the backstretch in post position order. He's a Dark Shark is the leader. From the barn of Kevin Miller, already 2 wins tonight for Kevin, already 3 for Wyatt Avenatti, the driver. They're trying for another one here in race 6, but we got a long way to go in this race, as He's a Dark Shark does have the early lead by a length and a half. Jim's Big Boy is racing in the second position. And then Western Trevor and Captain DT. 31 and 4 for the opening quarter, 31 and 4 fifth seconds. No one steps out of line. It is He's a Dark Shark. Everybody lines up single file right behind him. Jim's Big Boy, Western Trevor, and Captain DT. They are halfway home in tonight's 6th race. He's a Dark Shark, already an 11-time winner in his career. Facing a challenge, though. Here comes Jim's Big Boy, who's moving up on the outside as they race past the half. 1:03 the time at the half, 1:03 flat. Back into the turn they go. It is He's a Dark Shark, the leader, by 3/4 of a length. Jim's Big Boy is second up on the outside by a length. Western Trevor is third by a length. And then Captain DT, who takes to the outside fourth, 4 lengths front to back. The lead battle is a good one with a quarter mile to go. He's a Dark Shark to the inside. Jim's Big Boy to the outside. And they are matching strides, folks, as they go off the end of the backstretch. Jim's Big Boy tries to put ahead in front. 1:33 flat at the 3/4. 1:33. Jim's Big Boy from the outside. He's a Dark Shark from the inside. That's the lead battle. And Western Trevor will have to swing 3 wide to try to join them. Jim's Big Boy and He's a Dark Shark. They are in a slugfest. And then Western Trevor is third. Jim's Big Boy's got the lead. Jim's Big Boy by a length. Jim's Big Boy by 3/4 of a length on the line for Jamaica Patton's 998th career driving victory. It was Western Trevor second. He's a Dark Shark third, and Captain DT fourth. Time for the mile, 2:02 and 1/5. 2:02 and a fifth. Jim's Big Boy, your unofficial winner for Jamaica Patton. We'll meet the winner in just a moment. Horsemen, you may come to the track with race 7.
Good, exciting race there.
How about that? JP's inching closer and closer to that 1,000th win, and I was texting him yesterday and giving him a hard time, saying you're never going to reach 1,000 if you keep giving up all these live hot drives. And here he is tonight, staying in the seat himself and getting the win. Jim's big boy. Congratulations to all the connections. It's a 6th race.
Well, David, it looks like you got 1 point.
Yeah, that was a...
Or 2 points, excuse me. You got 2 points. I got 2 points. Lisa, 3. She got the right horses, wrong order.
I was going to say, I'm going to give some
3
kudos
points
to Lisa and to D. Russell in the chat there because they both were using that 3 who, I tell you what, turned in a great mile, and Jaquavian did everything he could to get there, but just had to come from too far back. It came up a little short, but a nice mile by Western Trevor.
Mr. Welfong coming up on the outside lane here with 11 points. He is double figures in 4 straight races. He is now at 59 points. Lisa has 69.
We're within 10 of each.
He passed me.
Jim's big boy, the winner in race 6, races for owner D. Phillips of Athens and also Jerica Kelly of Canton, Mississippi. We talked about Jamaica Patton before that race went to the post. Jamaica, his home technically is now in Rochester, Illinois, just outside of Springfield. But again, his stable is based at the Illinois State Fairgrounds. Ron Phillips bred the winner, a 3-year-old gelded son of Time to Roll. Jim's big boy, back-to-back wins on the card for offspring of Time to Roll. This is a 4th career win for the horse, and this is career win number 998 for the driver. Folks, Jamaica Patton, he's proud to call Illinois home. Let him know how you feel about his driving talents. Here's Jamaica Patton. And I know that the horsemen of Illinois are glad to have Jamaica among the training and driving colony. He has been based in Illinois now for a number of years. As we mentioned, he still has a soft spot in his heart for Clinton, Mississippi, where he was born and raised, but has called Illinois home for many years as he salutes the crowd. Congratulations to Jamaica. Here's the full field rundown. It is official for the 6th race. He's a dark shark. Finished 3rd. Jim's big boy was the winner. Western Trevor, the runner-up. Captain DT finished 4th, and Franken Foster was scratched. Quarter in 31 and 4. The half in 103. 3/4 in 133 flat, and the time for the mile 2:02 and a 1/5. It reads down 3:12 for scratch. Race number 7 is on the way. The driver of the 1, EJ Tropical Ranger, Jerome Daniels. The driver of the 1, EJ Tropical Ranger, will be Jerome Daniels. Yeah, we got a kick out of the fact several years ago we talked to Jamaica.
Wait, before you go and get your snacks and drinks, make sure to subscribe and like to Harness Tube. If you can't do that, just give us a thumbs up. Alright, to the show.
All right, with that, please like or subscribe us on YouTube. David, how short of 1,000 are we over there?
We have 943 currently, which we've went up 14 since yesterday. So I think we're on pace to hit that 1,000 by the end of the season, which would just be absolutely huge, folks. So keep those subscriptions coming. We appreciate them all, and we're getting close to that plateau.
All right, we're almost halfway home here.
Yeah,
doing a really good job. We're at the hour and 30-minute mark, and we should have 6 races done, and we have 6 races done.
We're on pace, and the Decker family, Jody Bennett's in the chat saying she just heard some of the comments we made about Connor Prather, and absolutely agreeing with them. The Decker family does a great job.
He is watching on Harness Tube this evening, and of course Sean trained that impressive 2-year-old trotter, Lou's True Lou, that won back in race number 4. And Sean sends a text from home in DuQuoin in southern Illinois. He said, please give David Brink and Steve Surratt and Lisa Surratt a shout-out because they do an awesome job. And one of the best things is, as a trainer, if you can't be at the races, you can watch, see what your horse is doing in the race, and you might even realize there might be some adjustments that you need to make. It really helps a horseman. So to the whole gang from Harness Tube, and again, you can find their channel on youtube.com. Just enter Harness Tube in the search field. The highest praise comes from a horseman. So when a horseman says that, that is high praise. So to David and Steve and Lisa, keep up the good work.
Getting a little round of applause here, but
yeah,
I think Kurt makes a good point. Sean bringing up a point that I haven't even neglected to consider until right now. The fact that trainers can watch their horses race from a different angle. So you can see the way the horse goes over the ground and maybe make some equipment adjustments or shoeing changes or whatnot, which they can't really get the same perspective, watching it behind them. So thank you for following along, Sean. Thanks for the great words there. We appreciate it. It's great to hear, and thanks for the good perspective. That's a good point on that one.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Lisa and I do this for high school sports, and I tell you what, the people that are able to watch that cannot get to the track, or maybe live away from here, or in this case, live out of state, that get to watch Illinois harness racing, get to see the product that we're trying to promote here. This happens because we're in a video society.
Yes.
And while there may be some people that we keep out on a hot night like tonight, some older folks may not come out to the races. But here's the thing. We're still keeping them as race fans.
Exactly, race fans. And I always say, if the St. Louis Cardinals had to rely on their turnstile ticket sales to make a living, they'd never do it. They have to create fans by broadcasting their games and selling merchandise and creating excitement around following the team. That's what we're trying to do here at Harness Tube.
All right. So with that, as we get ready to go into race 7, let's handicap this a little bit. 3 of us went the same way. David for the winner by picking the 2 horse Hopes to Vie. Wyatt driving that horse. That could be race win number 4 for that horse. Okay.
Yeah.
One of our timers tonight, we've got both Mark Kingery and Brent Plotner. Mark Kingery pointed out, he said, you mentioned the 24 races at Springfield on Friday, weather permitting, and he said Jamaica may get that milestone at the state fairgrounds, not necessarily the state fair. And that's an interesting point because he does have 6 drives for Friday. So Jamaica Patton, I think that as long as it happens at the Illinois State Fairgrounds, I think that's his goal. From talking to him, I think if it happened during State Fair week, it would maybe kind of be the icing on the cake, as the saying goes. But there is a chance, the way things are trending, he's got another mount coming up here in race number 7 here this evening. Regardless of the outcome in race 7, again, he is scheduled for a half dozen drives at the Illinois State Fairgrounds for the Suburban Downs meet on Friday.
All right, with that, I'll bring David and I back up, or I'll bring myself back up.
Race number 7, starters are out.
As we get ready for the horn to blow here and get things going, Jamaica driving this on 1 chip trip. And as we look at it, Kyle Wilfong picking that horse to win. Everybody else picks it to place or show. And we picked the 2 horse, Hopes to Vie, which has had a fantastic year so far, to win this race. 3 of us, Kyle picked the 3 horse.
There's the call to the post for race number 7 as we reach the midway point on this evening's harness racing card. Thanks for spending part of your Tuesday evening with us here at the Champaign County Fair. Race 7 for trotters, 3-year-old colts and geldings, Illinois breds in the Illinois Standard Bred Association. $2,493 is the purse. A reminder, Jerome Daniels drives the 1. Let's meet the starters as they head for the starting gate. Number 1 is EJ Tropical Ranger, owned and trained by Cornelius Cavett of Virgins. Jerome Daniels in the bike. 2, Hopes to Vie is leased by LaQuinton Shavers of Brandon, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg, the driver Wyatt Avanetti. Number 3 is 1 Trip Chip, owned by Ron Phillips of Athen, Sherry Boldovich of Lakewood, Colorado, Judge Lyle Lipe of Springfield, trained and driven by Jamaica Patton. 4 is Luz Magnum, owned by the Flacco family farms of Alexis, Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco, Rick and Tabby Flacco, trained by Jill Brown, and the driver is Jill Brown. Number 5 is Lou Beduino, owned by Flacco family farms, trained by Jill Brown, and the driver, Matt Avenatti. Heading to the gate, race 7. We have talked this summer about the strength and the resilience of the men and women of the harness racing community, and we saw an example of that earlier this evening before the races over on the backstretch. In this race, trainer Jill Brown with Luz Magnum and Lou Beduino, and we talked to Jill and we also talked to Chris Brown about the fact that, yes, there is a reality that they did lose a number of horses, regrettably, in a recent barn fire at the Coles County Fairgrounds. But what they told us tonight, they said, you know what? We have learned to focus on the fact the horses that were saved through the heroic efforts of a lot of individuals, first responders, horsemen, and so on. And they said we are very, very grateful for that fact. Here they come, race number 7, ready to go. They are off and trotting. There goes One Trip Chip out for the early lead. Luz Magnum is away in second position. EJ Tropical Ranger comes away in third as they move into the first turn. Lou Beduino is racing in the fourth spot here early on, and Hopes to V is last of the 5 as they straighten out and go single file for the move onto the back stretch. And Hopes to V is losing ground off the first turn there, put in an awkward step or two. That 12-time winner is absolute last and has a lot of ground to make up as they head up the backstretch and race on toward the quarter-mile mark. No problems, though, for One Trip Chip here so far, leading Luz Magnum by a length, and then EJ Tropical Ranger in third. 33 seconds for the opening quarter, 33 seconds flat. One Trip Chip is the leader by a length. Luz Magnum is second by just a length. EJ Tropical Ranger third. Lou Beduino is in fourth, and Hopes to V last of the 5 as they work their way through the stretch and come past the stands for the first time here in race number 7. One Trip Chip, a 5-time winner himself, is the leader by just one length. But then you've got Luz Magnum. In fact, they're all well bunched. They're all lined up single file. In fact, now that's going to change. 3 to the inside lane, 2 to the outside lane, 105 for the first half mile. One Trip Chip is still the leader by a length. Luz Magnum second by a length and a half. EJ Tropical Ranger is third by just a head. Lou Beduino is fourth up on the outside, 3 lengths off the lead. Another length and a half back then to Hopes to V, last of the 5 as they approach the 3/4. One Trip Chip, Jamaica Patton in the race bike in those green and white driving colors, leads it by 2 lengths past the 3/4 mile mark. Luz Magnum racing along, still there and still in the second position. And then there's a 3-wide shuffle from third on back. One Trip Chip is about to face a challenge because Luz Magnum takes to the outside, 137-2 at the 3/4, 137-2. One Trip Chip to the inside. Luz Magnum gears up from the outside and is coming after the leader. This is going to be close. One Trip Chip, though, is fighting off the challenge, and One Trip Chip wins it. Had plenty left and opened back up in the final few strides and won it by a length and a half. One Trip Chip, your unofficial winner in race 7. Luz Magnum gave it a valiant try, but came across the wire in second. Win number 999 for Jamaica Patton. Time for the mile, 2:07 flat. Time for the mile, 2:07 flat. Horsemen, you may come to the track with race 8.
We'd sure like to thank Brad Gould for coming out from the VFW Post 630 here in Urbana, and thank the Post for sponsoring a blanket for us this evening. They have been so faithful to support harness racing all these years.
Well, that is the final scheduled drive of the night for Jamaica Patton. So assuming that nothing changes and that he picks up no other mounts before the end of the card, he will leave the Champaign County Fair this evening with 999 career victories. Jamaica Patton. And he has put himself in the perfect position if he wants win number 1,000 to come at the State Fairgrounds in Springfield, the Illinois State Fairgrounds. Again, he's scheduled for a half dozen drives for Friday, post time 11 a.m. There's the VFW post 630 blanket. Jamaica Patton one step closer. Time for the mile 2:07. Congratulations to Ron Phillips of 8th and Sherry Boldovich of Lakewood, Colorado, who's trackside with Linda Allhands. And also congratulations to Judge Lyle Lipe of Springfield. Ron Phillips, the breeder. Jamaica's both the trainer and the driver. 6th career victory for One Trip Chip, 3-year-old gelded son of Can't Afford It, out of My Mini Snickers by Muscle Mass. Full field rundown is coming up in just a moment.
Well, David, as we take a look at things, Kyle Wilfong, 11
Nailed
points
that one,
again.
didn't he?
5 races that he has picked the winner in.
So you could say, he backed off the gate. He's eased off the gate to start the night, and he's been coming with a bull rush towards the half right now.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. It's like the pool shark. You know, you miss that first shot that you shouldn't miss to get the guy suckered right in.
We were just taking a look back. Jamaica Patton, his first career victory as a harness horse driver came back in 1997.
Wow.
And it came at the fair in Philadelphia, Mississippi, in a free-for-all trot driving a horse named Rocco Porter. He actually made his debut. His first drive came in Illinois at the Clark County Fair at Marshall at the start of the summer, but he got the first win on August 3rd of 97 in Philadelphia, Mississippi. One thing that no doubt is on his mind as he now stands on the brink of career win number 1,000. You know, it was just a couple of weeks ago that Jamaica went back home to Clinton, Mississippi for his grandfather's funeral. His grandfather, Freddie Patton Sr., passed away at the age of 84. And we talked to Jamaica when he came back to Illinois after his grandfather had been laid to rest, and we asked if you wanted Illinois racing fans to know any one thing, if you had to pick one thing for racing fans to know about your grandfather, and a lot of you knew Freddie, a lot of you knew Mr. Patton. Jamaica said, the one thing I would say is he was the man who raised me. And he said, I would not have this career or the life I'm now living without his influence in my life. So Jamaica, no doubt, has been thinking a great deal about his late grandfather over these past couple of weeks, and likely will have his grandfather on his mind when that 1,000th win comes to pass. Here's the full field rundown for race 7. It's official. EJ Tropical Ranger finished 4th. Hopes de V was 5th. One Trip Chip, the winner. Lou's Magnum, the runner-up, and Lou Beduino was 3rd. The quarter in 33 seconds. The half in 1:05. 3 quarters, 1:37 and 2/5. And the time for the mile, 2:07 flat. Reads down, 4:51.23. Race number 8, First Division of the Illinois Standardbred Association 2-year-old filly pace. No changes to report in race number 8.
All right, David, as we started to say, Kyle Wilfong, 11 points. He's picked the winner 5 times in a row now.
When he's hot, he's hot.
Yeah, he's hot. David gets 2 points. You're on a 2-point run, 2 races in a row. I got 6. Lisa got 6. So with that, Lisa stays in the lead with a slim lead of 75 to Wilfong 70 to my 68.
I dropped.
To David Brink's 64.
Oh, man. I'm 11 down.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah. And so you picked the winner 4 times today and have 1 trifecta, but you have 3 twos.
When I whiff big time. That's kind of how it goes, right?
Yeah. I've picked 4 winners. Lisa has picked 5 winners tonight. So that's why she's heading the pack. But when you don't pick them, you don't pick them, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not.
Feast or famine. Let's talk about our schedule coming up here, because it's pretty important that people know that we're on the air, when we're going to be on the air, so that they can subscribe to our channel. We're in Lewistown, and that's Lewistown, not Lewiston. It's Lewistown, kind of like KZ, kind of like Leroy, kind of like all these towns that I pronounce wrong because I can pronounce them phonetically. And so, but we'll be in Lewistown on Thursday. If you're going up there early or going after it, there's a nice little diner there, restaurant. It's got blue siding on it just as before you.
Yep.
On the north of the racetrack, if you're looking for someplace to eat while you're up there.
I would say we'd take you out after the races, but you got to get back to golf that night, huh?
Yeah, I got my golfing thing. I harness racing.
Maybe I'll take Lisa and Mom out to eat that night.
It's taking a back seat the next week, so it's not taking a back seat 2 weeks in a row.
Maybe I'll take Lisa and Mom out to eat, though, in your absence.
You could. Tell Lisa to bring me home something.
Well.
So we'll go back to Ed. So let's talk about this race and the handicapping for this race to see if things change.
Well, it's pretty easy to do Kyle and I's handicapping. We both went the same direction using 1-5-2 in the 8th race. Fox Valley Barbie on top with the pink connection.
It's not on. Got all the pink
and
shirts
the call
over
is
here.
given to send the horses to the starting gate for race 8, the Illinois Standardbred Association 2-year-old filly Pace First Division, sponsored by the Coble family, the Coble Family Memorial. Anybody here tonight cheering for Fox Valley Barbie? Yes, I figured. There's a group that follows her that wears pink shirts with a white harness horse logo on back and the words Fox Valley Barbie. Across the shoulder blade area, the yoke area of the shirt, so to speak, as horsemen call it when they talk about their driving colors. So we'll see if Fox Valley Barbie can evoke a few more cheers here tonight. She's already got 3 wins this year. We mention this because she is number 1, owned by Kevin Miller of Arthur, Bart Seals of Mason, Penny White of Altamont, trained by Kevin Miller, the driver, Wyatt Avenatti. 2 Captain Ruthie is owned by Michael Summers of Crystal Springs, Mississippi, co-owned by trainer Roshan Trigg of Brandon, Mississippi. Jaquavian Carter is up. 3 Montana Big Sky is owned by Isaac Love of Brandon, Mississippi. Perry Tillman Jr. of Bolton, Mississippi, the trainer driver Isaac Love. 4 is Fox Valley JoJo, owned by Lester Detweiler of Sullivan, trained and driven by his son Marcus Detweiler. Number 5, JNM Virgin Star, owned by Willie Scott of Raymond, Mississippi, trained by Freddie Patton Jr. Jordan Patton is in the bike. Race number 8, just about ready for a start.
Okay, let's handicap this real quick. David, if you want to give your my picks, well, yours, mine, and Kyle's.
We all went 1-5-2.
By the way, one note about our
Fox Valley Barbie on top. The 5-horse JNM Virgin Star coming in second with 3 wins back there 5 starts ago. And our third choice, Captain Ruthie for Roshan Trigg. Michael Summers from Crystal Springs and Roshan there, Brandon, to come in third there. So where is Miss Lisa at?
She picked a 5 to win this. She said it's not going to be second, it's going to be first in this race, and the number 1's going to be second, and the 2 she picked right along with us. So she went 5-1-2 as she went with the Jordan Patton, Freddie Patton Jr. horse, and JNM Virgin Star. And I'm trying to think, did we have a brother or sister run back early in this race?
Oh, I think there's a couple of those, I believe.
In the
I don't know if that's
second race,
Jonas Bontrager's naming for his, if the breeder names him that, or sometimes they'll do the initials of the husband and wife combination, so.
Yep, that was Son of Star that ran in race 2, the 5 horse.
Was that also a Bontrager breedy? Let's see, 5 you said?
Yep.
I'll thumb around through it, 5.
And we'll give you back to track announcer.
Race 5. What race we on?
We're on.
No, the.
Field over on the upper turn. Getting ready to go here. Race 8 of our 14 races. Here they come. They are off and pacing. Fox Valley Barbie fires out for the early lead. J&M Virgin Star comes away in second up on the outside. Captain Ruthie gets away a close-up third as they swing around the first turn, and they all settle into single-file formation. Montana Big Sky is racing in the 4th position, and Fox Valley JoJo last of the 5 as they move off the first turn and onto the backstretch. Fox Valley Barbie is the leader. Fox Valley Barbie leads it by just 1 length as they approach the quarter-mile mark. J&M Virgin Star is right there in the 2nd position by 1.5 lengths with Captain Ruthie in the 3rd position. Montana Big Sky is 4th. 31-3 for the opening quarter, 31 3/5 seconds, and Fox Valley JoJo is last of the 5. Fox Valley Barbie leads 3/8 of a mile complete here in race 8, a division of the Coble Family Memorial. J&M Virgin Star is still right there, traveling along behind the leader in the 2nd position, and then Captain Ruthie in 3rd, halfway home in this evening's 8th race. Montana Big Sky is racing in 4th, starts to change lanes toward the outside, 4 lengths off the lead. 102-1 for the first half mile, 102-1, and Fox Valley JoJo is last of the 5. Back around the turn they go. It is Fox Valley Barbie, your leader. Fox Valley Barbie on top by just 1 length. J&M Virgin Star is second by a length as they head to the 3/4. Captain Ruthie is racing in 3rd, and then a gap of 3 more lengths back to Montana Big Sky, challenged for 4th by Fox Valley JoJo. There's a quarter mile to go, and Fox Valley Barbie, the tempo quickens now, and she opens up on a 2.5 length lead over J&M Virgin Star. Now there's 3 lengths between them, 3/4, 134-3, 134 3/5. Say goodnight, Gracie, because Fox Valley Barbie has put this field away. It is a widening margin. 5-6 lengths to the good. This will be career win number 4. Fox Valley Barbie, much the best here in race 8. Fox Valley Barbie wins it by some 3.5 lengths. A rush from Captain Ruthie on the grandstand side down the stretch to grab 2nd. J&M Virgin Star was 3rd. Fox Valley JoJo was 4th. Montana Big Sky was 5th. 2:04-1 the time for the mile. 2:04 1/5. Horsemen, you may come to the track with race 9.
And everybody picked that horse except for Lisa. She picked 5-1-2, so she's going to pick up 3 points is all she's going to pick up.
Well, she has some points to spare tonight, doesn't she?
Yeah, I would say so. She's only going to get 3 points on that. 1, 2, 5. The rest of us are going to get 12 points on that.
Really fun and exciting to sit so close to the Fox Valley Barbie cheering section, to hear them, follow her along that entire mile, and you could hear them waiting on bated breath as she was, going to all the quarter pole markers and stuff.
Just checking the record books. The track record for 2-year-old pacing fillies is 2:02 flat, held by a pair of fillies, Major Flirt and Stormy Classic. This is still a strong, respectable mile, 2:04-1. Career win number 4 for Fox Valley Barbie. This will be 3 wins tonight for Kevin Miller as owner and as trainer. It's a double for owner Bart Seals. Congratulations to Penny White as well of Altamont. That is Bart Seals' sister. It's the first racehorse in which Penny has ever owned an interest, and the Seals family has been involved in racing going back decades, back into the 60s, into the 1950s. But this is the first time Penny's owned a horse, and she says, you know, win, lose, or draw, it just means a lot to me to be on this journey with my brother Bart. Well, this journey includes yet another win for Fox Valley Barbie. Wyatt Avenatti, that is his 4th winning drive on the night. The winner, bred by the Fox Valley Standardbreds, this filly, a 2-year-old by Some Star Somewhere out of She's a Hot Mess by American Ideal. How about a hand for the winner? Co-owner Bart Seals walks out to the head of this filly. She gently tosses her head a bit. Bart takes a moment to kind of reassure her and now helps guide her into the trackside winner's circle ceremony. Bart joined by his wife, Julie. And there's the Fox Valley Barbie crew with those pink shirts. Jerry and Penny White, joined by their son Benton, who has made the journey here tonight. And it has been a very special summer campaign for everybody in that winner's circle with this filly, Fox Valley Barbie, your winner in Race 8. Here's the full field rundown for Race 8. It is official from the top. Fox Valley Barbie, the winner. Captain Ruthie was the runner-up. Montana Big Sky finished 5. Fox Valley JoJo 4. J&M Virgin Star finished 3. The opening quarter, 31 and 3/5 seconds. The first half mile, 102 and 1. 3 quarters, 134 and 3/5. And the time for the mile, 2:04 and a fifth. It reads down 1:25.43 as that division of the Coble Family Memorial goes to Fox Valley Barbie. Another division coming up, second division of the 2-year-old filly pace in the ISA Series. No scratches in this 9th race. A reminder, the driver of the 4, Cupid's Dragon, Wyatt Avenatti. Number 4, Cupid's Dragon, Wyatt Avenatti will be.
Avenatti Racing, a third-generation, family-run stable with a legacy of excellence. Centrally located between Illinois, Indiana, and Kentucky racing programs, Avenatti Racing specializes in buying yearlings, breaking, training, and racing top-performing standardbreds. Call 217-840-6469 or email avenattiracing@gmail.com today. Avenatti Racing, from yearling to racetrack, we build contenders.
All right. With that, we head into race 9. One driver change on board here. Cupid's Dragon, Wyatt Avenatti, trying to search. That would be, if he'd win this next race, 5 races for him. But according to the handicapping, no one is picking that horse to win this race.
A first lifetime starter out here for Wyatt. He doesn't really quite know what he's going to get behind with Cupid's Dragon, but I like the breeding on that horse. I like Wyatt picking up the catch drive on that thing. You know, I think he can get it around this track that he knows very, very well. So, yeah, I mean, we're all 2 on top, aren't we, Shirley? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, 2 on top, 3 in second. Lisa and I went with the 1 in third, and you guys went with the 4. And we could all get surprised by the 4. It could mess everything up because we have nothing really to go on here with this
Absolutely.
horse.
And the only thing I'm really going on a little bit was that Dragonstone has kind of hit a little bit. He had a small crop that are racing this year. He stood in Illinois for a little bit. And I kind of like that. I kind of like how they're racing and kind of their attitude. So, you know, flipping a coin between that and the 1 horse, I'm going to give I'm just going to flip a coin and take the one that I think has maybe a higher upside, we'll say.
Okay. So we'll see what happens here. Everybody could get 11 points. Everybody could get 2 points. It's going to depend on the third place finisher in this race to see what happens.
As it usually does, right?
Yeah.
We put up a question in the chat earlier,
yeah.
a poll. Which Illinois State Fair has the fastest track surface? We've got 41 votes coming in already, which is a great number so far. We love seeing the engagement. But 78% of our fans watching think that Springfield.
Me guess. Yeah, I was going to say, let me guess Springfield.
And that's kind of hard to argue with that. That track held the world record for the fastest mile ever by a standardbred from like 1993 until 2016 or 17 or I don't know, 19 maybe. So
and a fast track for ARCA racing also.
Yeah, that surface is fantastic. And I want to say someone told me one time that the clay they mixed into that soil, and especially the red clay at DuQuoin, all came from the same quarry or somewhere in Kentucky that surfaced the Red Mile. So we should have a good surface with that, the good quality clay they put in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, I'm anxious to get back to DuQuoin to see what upgrades they've done to that track, because I really like the infield of that track with the water and the huge scoreboard like you saw in the picture for Hawthorne or
for Hoosier, yeah.
Hoosier. If they get that updated,
the tote board in there,
tote board, that would be really good.
And when I was a kid, I remember staying down there during Fair Week and watching guys take their fishing pole, walking across the track and going and fishing in the lagoon there at DuQuoin. I remember seeing some ornery guys floating one of Irv Miller's bikes across. They took the bike on a floaty. They put it upside down so that the wheels were pointing up in the air and the seat was kind of pointing down. They floated across the lagoon into the infield island where that tote board sits, and they set the bike up right in front of it. So the next morning, whenever Irv came to the track, he couldn't find his bike. He had a big surprise seeing it right there floating on the island on the inside.
Sounds like something we did at church camp.
Exactly right. I think the next year their goal was to put it on top of the barns. I don't remember if Roger Welch got it up there or not, but I remember that being the goal that was being discussed at the time anyway.
Good, clean fun.
Good, clean fun.
I was watching a video the other day, and just something really funny and really clean. I don't know if you watched the Harrisons, which they're a couple, and he tends to make some chauvinistic statements just for laughs.
Tongue-in-cheek, right?
Tongue-in-cheek. But he was working on like a cabinet and was using a drill, and the wife, he handed her the drill, and she decided to have a little fun since his back was to her, and she pushed her finger on the drill with it raised and pushed her finger into his hind end, and he like jumped 9 miles up there because he heard the drill and felt.
Yeah, you panic. You don't want to get that thing, tear your clothes off and dig a hole in your side.
I'm all about good, clean, funny fun.
Yeah, and that's what we have out here at the horse races and at county fairs. That's why we push so hard to promote these things. We believe in them. We believe in family values. We believe in good community engagement, good community fun, and excitement, and, traditional values. These fairs are kind of seeing a resurgence. I really do believe that. The next generation, you're seeing people kind of going back out to the homesteading type of mentality. You're seeing chickens everywhere and eggs. It seems like everyone's got chickens nowadays. And
meat being cut at a locker as opposed to being a big box store.
And that's fantastic things. And I think we're swinging that pendulum back towards those traditions. And, this is one of the things where you can enjoy with your family. You can teach them about agriculture, about horses, about equines and whatnot, and be excited and see all the colorful characters we have in the sport with the bright racing silks and the bright bikes. It's really kind of a pretty neat experience.
Let me ask this question.
Please.
Has there been any pranksters over the years besides those guys down in DuQuoin? Is there any pranking that goes on back in the barn?
That is a great question, and I wish I had a really good example. If you have a good example of a barn prank, throw it in the chat, because I can't come up with any, but I know they're out there. I don't know what a good one would be, but maybe taking the seat off someone's jog cart or something and just not telling them where it's at, those kind of things. If you have any good pranks or tricks, I'd love to hear them. Because
I could see taking one of these young pups that are driving and taking the seat and putting a baby seat or a booster seat on the cart for them. So.
There's the call to the post. Race number 9. Sponsored by the Coble Family Memorial, the 2-year-old filly Pace, second division for the Illinois Standardbred Association, a purse $1,601. Let's meet the starters. Number 1, Trevor's Aristocrat, owned by the Flacco Family Farms of Alexis. Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco, Rick and Tabby Flacco, Jill Brown trains, and Cornelius Cavett drives. Variant number 2, owned by Bart Seals, an Altamont native, makes his home just south of Altamont in Mason. Freddie Patton Jr. trains, Jordan Patton will drive. 3 is Smiley Racer, owned by the Trails to Nature Incorporated of Cub Run, Kentucky, trained by Phil Cotton, the driver Matt Avenatti. And number 4, Cupid's Dragon, owned by Jamie Henderson of Lovington, trained by Larry Plank. Wyatt Avenatti is in the race bike. Headed to the gate for race number 9.
Steve, we ask and we shall receive. Tyler's in the chat saying the 2 pranksters he knows are Boo and Jordan. And I guarantee Boo has that kind of quiet honoriness to him.
Jamie
Jordan's pretty honest
Henderson
about
of
it,
Lovington, someone who is
guys.
a harness racing enthusiast. She had ancestors involved in the game of harness racing many years ago in Illinois. And Cupid's Dragon, the first racehorse she has ever owned. And Cupid's Dragon making a first career start here this evening. So here is wishing a safe journey for Cupid's Dragon and for everyone racing here tonight. Here they come, race 9. They are off and pacing. There goes Trevor's Aristocrat out for the early lead. Variant comes away second. Smiley Racer is out third, and Cupid's Dragon last of the 4. But right there, everybody got away in good order as they sweep into that first turn. Trevor's Aristocrat is the leader. Trevor's Aristocrat leads it by just 1 length as they swing off the turn and on to the back stretch. It is Variant, unbeaten, 4 wins in 4 career starts. Variant in good position here, right behind the early leader. Second, Smile Eraser is in third, and Cupid's Dragon, give credit to that first-time starter. She might be last, but she's right there with the others. This is all new to her. First career start here this evening. These 4 go by the quarter-mile mark. 33 seconds for the opening quarter, 33 seconds flat. Trevor's Aristocrat is the leader. Variant now takes to the outside. Here comes the favorite. Variant moves up to challenge Trevor's Aristocrat for the lead here in race 9, a division of the 2-year-old filly Pace. Coming to the half-mile mark, challenge and change for the lead. Variant has taken over. It is Variant leading it by a length and a half for Jordan Patton now as they head back to the east end of the course. Trevor's Aristocrat second, 104 for the first half mile, 104 flat. Back around the east turn they go. Variant is your leader. Variant opening up, threatening to give this field the slip. Leads it by 3.5 as they head up the backstretch. And then it's Trevor's Aristocrat racing along in second. Now there's an 8-length gap from first to second. Smiley Racer third and Cupid's Dragon fourth. The leader is moving by the 3/4 mile mark. It is Variant who takes the field over to the far turn, and the 3/4 was reached in 134 flat. 3/4 in 134. Variant is showing you why she's unbeaten. This will be start number 5. This will be win number 5. Owner Bart Seals, folks, he is holding a full house of cards in this 2-year-old Pace division this year. There's the 3rd win of the night for Bart. Variant wins it for Jordan Patton and trainer Freddie Patton Jr. Across the wire, it was Smiley Racer who rallied up for second. Trevor's Aristocrat was third, and Cupid's Dragon, a good effort in that career debut, was fourth in 2:03 and 2. 2:03 and 2/5 of a second.
Could the Fox Valley Barbie group bring the blanket from the Coble Memorial Black down? We need to take another picture with it for this heat. It wasn't supposed to leave yet.
Okay.
Can you bring it down?
Well, guess what? The Surratts got 15 points. Before that race, things had got really tight anyhow.
I'm going to say you'll probably get it back, but we still need it for a picture for this heat. Thank you.
Oh, man.
For the first time tonight, Steve takes the lead with 95 points. Lisa and Kyle Wilfong, 93 points. David back with 87 points.
Ouch.
So
tough sledding for the guy.
Yeah. So, but Wilfong's still on a streak here of 7 races where he's picked the winner.
So far in her young career, this 2-year-old pacing filly has not tasted defeat. 5 starts, 5 wins, capably handled by Jordan Patton. How about a hand for number 2, Variant? There's Jordan's dad, Freddie Patton Jr., the trainer in the green shirt, standing at the head of this horse. Congratulations, Freddie and Jordan. There's our queen, Sophia Hartke, and she is joined once again by our little Miss Sloan Davis, offering congratulations. Bart and Julie Seals trackside once again. Again, 3 wins on the night for Bart Seals, all coming with 2-year-old pacers. This winner, Variant, is by Fort Knox out of Village Mirage by Western Hanover, a homebred for Bart Seals, so that's always extra special when you've known a horse from the time the horse was born, and in this case, watched Variant grow up and mature into a young racehorse. There's the Coble family memorial blanket being unfurled down trackside, as this is a division of that race.
Jordan has
2:03 and 2, the time for the mile here. This winning filly is a direct descendant of one of the great foundation broodmares in the sport. She traces her pedigree you go back about 10 or 12 generations. She's a descendant of a great broodmare from the late 19th century named Minnehaha. And a lot of great trotters and pacers have descended from Minnehaha. This is one of them. Variant 5-4-5. Well done. Here's the full field rundown. It is official for that 9th race. Trevor's Aristocrat 3rd. Variant the winner, Smile Eraser the runner-up, and Cupid's Dragon was 4th. They got the quarter in 33 flat. They got the half in 104, 3/4 in 134, and the time for the mile, 2:03 and 2. Reads down 3-1-2-4. Yeah, a lot of you, if you're old enough to remember the days when the Hambletonian Trotting Classic was raced at the DuQuoin State Fair, I think 3 of the last 4 Hambletonians at DuQuoin back in the late 70s were won by direct descendants of that foundation mare Minnehaha. So there have been some fantastic trotters and pacers that have descended from Minnehaha. Again, she lived back in the late 1800s, and it's amazing that her influence continues still today. Race number 10 coming up. A reminder, this will be the Lyle Lohman Memorial. There are no scratches, no driver changes in race 10.
Looking to move your mobile home? Need a roll-off dumpster at a competitive rate? Or maybe it's time to demo that old mobile home? Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport has you covered. We serve Central Illinois with reliable mobile home transport, offer affordable roll-off dumpsters for the Springfield area, and provide expert demolition services across Illinois and Missouri. For fast, friendly service, call Wayne Decker at 217-313-9744. That's 217-313-9744. Or find Pine Ridge Mobile Home Transport on Facebook, your one-stop solution for mobile home services.
Folks, you can advertise just like Pine Ridge Mobile Home on Harness Tube. Lots of racing left in the year. We have Lewiston on Thursday, then a whole week of racing for you, 8 cards in 7 days. and then 3 dates after that. So about 11, 12 dates left after this
Something
one.
like
so
that.
we're a little over half finished, but
about
a lot
2/3, we'll say. Yeah, somewhere around there. But yeah, absolutely.
So you can do that. You can advertise by getting a hold of David, and he can take care of that for you. Had one today. He's working up a commercial for. We can make the commercial for you. We can use something that you have. We can just use a billboard ad if you want, or you can donate and be one of our donors with that. We want to thank you. So with that, let's take a look at race 10 here,
well,
David.
While we have a moment here, let's go ahead and talk about. We asked for it, so let's go ahead and talk about it. We were asking for some of your favorite harness pranks or horse racing pranks you've seen or experienced, maybe been on the butt end of, and we're lucky enough to have our guest picker's wife in the chat. Nicole Wilfong had one she wanted to share, and I'll see if I can throw that up on the screen while I discuss it. But she was saying one time she was being a little bit lazy, washing her harness and boots in the washing machine after a muddy night of racing. She thought some of her boot lining was coming off in the washing machine. It turns out Larry Finn, who we all know, put a shedded snakeskin in the washing machine, and she grabbed it and jumped back. She said they all were laughing at her, and I'm sure she screamed quite a bit, but that's a pretty good prank, I'll admit.
That's a really good prank.
Where do you get a snakeskin, though?
Huh?
Where do you get a snakeskin?
Well, I don't know. You can be resourceful.
Ask Larry Finn, I guess. He could probably.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Nicole. We appreciate you following along. We appreciate Kyle giving us some of his picks to play along with tonight. And, we appreciate all the fun we've been having out here in Harness Tube.
Absolutely. Beautiful evening turns out here to watch this. We're in the shade. Got a nice breeze. Got some fans going, large fans blowing on the fans here. Still some people fanning. Because if you're used to air conditioning, it's warm.
Well, I'll tell you what, you kind of got to find a spot where those fans are pointing. If you're in a dead spot where you can maybe see the track, you might be under a fan and not getting the breeze from the fan. So everyone's got to take their advantages where they can.
Actually, the fans are up in the stand part. If you paid for a box, you don't really get much of the fan.
Well, you'd get more breeze down there. You wouldn't be blocked by the building, right?
Oh, that's right.
I'll say that for Champaign County. I don't know if that's the right answer, but...
Interesting horse there in its training cart.
Yeah, and that going by there, we talked about, Kurt was just talking about Freddie Patton Jr., newly minted Hall of Famer in the winner's circle for the last race. We just saw going by Joel Smith, a Hall of Famer in Illinois from about 10 years ago or so. He's had many great Chicago horses over the years and Indiana horses. We're glad to see him back in the sport out here at the fairs, where it all began.
Question for you, is there a physical Hall of Fame, Harness Race Hall of Fame in the state of Illinois? A physical
state of Illinois,
I can go.
State of Illinois, no. There is a National Hall of Fame in Columbus, Ohio. I think it's Columbus, Ohio. But not Illinois, no. Ours is just the IHHA Hall of Fame. It's on the website with a list, and they have a ceremony when they induct somebody, kind of is what it's been doing. So
okay.
Nicole said they had little garter snakes all over there. And they get paled up in the hay. That sounds like some Finn stuff if I've ever heard it. So
yeah. Yeah, so that's maybe where they got that from.
That's hilarious.
Indiana Jones here, I hate snakes.
Oh,
I hate snakes.
This isn't a horse prank, but one time I was going home from school with Butch, and something stunk in his truck, which wasn't unusual. His truck was kind of a mess anyway. But we were digging around trying to find what the stink came from, and there's some dead mice we found, but we kept digging, and we found the back half of a dead pig. One of the Yinglings had thrown it in there just as a prank, and he didn't know it, and so he was driving around for a couple of days, and it just was stinking. So it was pretty rancid, but that was a pretty nasty one, to be honest.
Got to tell one on my grandchildren.
Yeah, what do you got?
They said we can tell when David leaves his soccer bag open. Now, for mothers that have done laundry, you totally understand.
I was wrong. I just had to correct myself. It's Goshen, New York is where the Hall of Fame is. Columbus is where the USTA headquarters is, but I just said the wrong one. So thanks, Nicole.
Goshen, New York. So a reason for me to go to New York.
The historic track at Goshen. That's where the Hamiltonian used to race. That's kind of a three-pointed triangle-type track, or it used to be. I don't think they've fixed it yet, but there's a lot of history up there in New York at Goshen. They call that the cradle of the birthplace of the standardbred or something like that in Goshen, New York. There's some nickname for it, but
okay.
Throw it to Kurt. Did I hear him say something about a post parade?
We'll see. We'll pull him up just in case he does here in a moment. It looks like the trumpeter is getting ready again to do his thing. I have to say, last night we ought to do different things about tracks around one of the prettiest barns now.
Oh, Paris.
It's
Edgar
Paris.
County.
The call to the post from Ken Walker, ably assisted by our own Marty Alanya with the wireless microphone trackside. Well done, Marty. Race number 10. This will be the Lyle Lohman Memorial. It is the top line for pacers age 3 and older. Pennsylvania breds from post 1 and post 2, and Ontario bred from post 3, and Indiana bred from post number 4. So let's meet the starters. Number 1 is Revelry, owned by Candy Herzog of Beecher City, Jackson Loy of Beecher City, trained by Chris Brown, the driver Cornelius Cavett. 2 great seats, owned by Wyatt and Lane Avenatti of Chrisman, trained by David Avenatti. Wyatt Avenatti is in the bike. 3 is Ain't Wicked, owned by David Arbo of Clarksville, Tennessee, trained by Phil Cotton. The driver is Matt Avenatti. Number 4, Heavy Pressure, fresh off a track record 158 at the DeWitt County Fair at Farmers City 1 week ago last night. Heavy Pressure, owned by LaToya Hewlett of Clinton, Mississippi, trained by Roshan Trigg, and the driver Kajavian J.J. Carter. Quite a lineup here. You have got 3 horses that have earned well into 6 digits. The other horse is a winner this year in 154-4 at Oak Grove in Kentucky at the Paramutuals. You've got Great Seats, who holds the all-age track record at the Effingham County Fair in 154-4. You've got Heavy Pressure, former track record holder at Pana, current track record holder at the DeWitt County Fair. The Lyle Lohman Memorial is shaping up to be quite a showdown. Here they come, race 10. They are off and pacing. There goes Revelry out for the lead. There goes Great Seats out for the lead. These two take their speed battle all the way down into that east turn, and they continue to tussle for the top spot. Revelry saves the ground along the inside lane, leads it by a half length as Great Seats is right there toward the outside, starts to tap the brake pedal, does Wyatt Avenatti, finds an opening right behind the early leader, Revelry, and drops in behind the leader as they all now go single file along the inside lane to the racetrack. Ain't Wicked third, and Heavy Pressure is last of the 4. Revelry is the leader, one of the Pennsylvania-bred horses. 29-4 for the opening quarter, and the leaders off stride. Revelry has made a break, and the other 3 all circle around the outside. Revelry goes from first to last after that break in stride. So Great Seats will guide the field now down to the halfway point here in race 10, the Lyle Lohman Memorial. Great Seats is on top by just over 2 lengths, and then Ain't Wicked is racing in second. Heavy Pressure takes to the outside in third, and Revelry is now fourth. 59 1/5 seconds for the first half mile. 59 1. 5/8 of a mile complete here in race 10. Great Seats leads it. Great Seats by 3 lengths. Heavy Pressure is trying to close ground. Had to work hard, though, around that east turn to get by Ain't Wicked. We'll see how much that might have taken out of Heavy Pressure as they race to the 3/4. Revelry is still fourth, although challenging for third, about a dozen lengths off the lead. 3/4, 129-4, 129 4/5. It is Great Seats with a 3-length lead around the final turn. Heavy Pressure giving chase, but still second. Great Seats comes to the top of the lane for Wyatt Avenatti, who is looking for win number 5 on the night. Great Seats maintains a 3.5, 4-length lead to the wire, and Great Seats wins it. Great Seats won it by 4 lengths. It was Heavy Pressure who was home second, a margin of about 18 more lengths back to Revelry in third, and Ain't Wicked fourth. 1:59 flat was the time for the mile. 1 minute, 59 seconds flat. And so far here this evening through our first 10 races, the fastest mile on the evening, 1:59, Great Seats. We'll meet the winner of the Lyle Lohman Memorial in just a moment. In the meantime, horsemen, you can come to the track, race 11.
Let's talk about this for a minute.
Sure.
Everybody gets 15 points. Nobody picked the 3 horse to finish third. The 1 went off stride, caused that to happen.
I will say everyone took their shot at the champ there, didn't they? Revelry out of the gate, pushed the pace until the second turn. Then here comes Matt.
Lyle Lohman Memorial here in race 10 tonight. Lyle was a graduate of Newman High School and Eastern
JJ gave it
Illinois
a try with
University.
heavy pressure, but
he was a teacher and coach 42 years as a coach at the ABL and Heritage School Districts.
5.
Former mayor in Broadlands and founded Lohman Insurance Agency back in 1981. Want to take a moment to acknowledge the members of the Lohman family. The reason that the blankets for races 1 and 10 were switched, there were members of the Gene Lamb family that said, we want to be there for the Gene Lamb Memorial, but we really need it to be earlier in the card, if at all possible. And Brian Lohman said, look, no problem. He said, my dad's race, the schedule is race 1. He said, we'll just switch those 2 races. So, Brian, to you and the whole family, I know that meant a lot to the Gene Lamb family, and we appreciate that very, very much. Great seats. We talked to David Avenatti, the trainer of Great Seats, a couple of days ago, and he told us this is a horse he will only go as fast as he has to go to win. So if there's nobody close to challenge him, he just ain't going to go any faster. Now, 159 is still a nice fast mile, but this is a horse who has paced Illinois County Fair tracks faster than 155. But, can you blame the horse? I mean, we're probably a lot of us the same way. I'll do the job, thank you very much, but I will just do enough to get the job done. Who can blame Great Seats? You know why? Because he wins, and he wins a lot of races. How about a hand for Great Seats? And there's the Lyle Lohman Memorial Blanket, green with white lettering and trim. Members of the Lohman family trackside, joined by Queen Sophia Hartke and Little Miss Sloan Davis. This is career win number 20 for Great Seats. A winner at the Illinois State Fair last year in 150 and 4/5. He's a Pennsylvania bred, a 5-year-old gelded son of Sweet Lou, and again the time for the mile tonight in 159 flat. A horse who's probably not going to put out effort beyond what is absolutely necessary, but he puts out the effort to get the job done, and that's what counts. Great Seats. First win of the night for trainer David Avenatti. 5 wins for Wyatt as driver. Congratulations to Wyatt and his brother Lane Avenatti. They are the winning owners. This pacer bred by Minowitz, Mondillo, and Henderson. Here's the full field rundown. It's official for race 10. From the top, Revelry was 3rd. Great Seats, the winner. Ain't Wicked finished 4th, and Heavy Pressure was the runner-up. They got the quarter in 29 and 4/5 seconds. The half in 59 and 1. 3/4, 129 and 4/5, and the time for the mile, 159 flat. Reads down 3-1-4-2. Coming up, it is race number 11. It is the Bob and Marty Williams Memorial, the top line for trotters age 3 and up, the Colt and Gelding division. The purse, $1,000. No changes here in race 11.
All right, David, we're going to talk about Kerr Auction. As I tell you what, they got some unique stuff coming up on this July 29th sale in Brown County. They're a tool auction, but they have got some storage, what I call shipping
containers. There you go.
With not only the back doors on it, like shipping containers, but windows in the side doors. Yep. Some of them are stuffed with tools, I think, for the tool sale, different things. But they're having that sale on the 29th, one on the 28th for Scott Markert, the retirement. Those are in Timewell or Brown County area. Then you've got Machinery Management Services, Export Focus sale. I don't know quite what that is.
Did I see they added a Cook sale, a Cook family farm sale too that coming up? I thought I saw that on Facebook today.
Well, I'll have to look at that.
I think it was just new this morning.
I need to update their slide for.
They're always adding auctions, always adding consignments, and things you can bid on their site. It's really a fantastic site. They offer a lot of stuff.
It is. And
we were talking this morning. Maybe we should get them to find us one of those traffic things with those. We can get a tower camera or something.
We could just put it up in the air and go for it,
perfect.
and with the generator down below, and we wouldn't have to
about electricity or anything.
Yeah.
be great. But
that'd be great. And maybe put a light on it, and then we could make things happen. I think you've got a gentleman there who wants to
anyone
talk
can
to you.
do it, it's going to be Kerrs. I'll give it to you real quick.
Okay. All right. With that, Kerr, as we head to race 11 going on here in this next race 11. Just to let you know what the points are, I'm ahead with 110 points. Lisa and Kyle Wilfong with 108 for the day. And David's picks, he's still in fourth place. Kyle, you're going to be the nemesis of him if he doesn't finish ahead of you. But he's down at 102 points. For the year, though, David's still with the lead, 1,426 points. Lisa in second, 1,326. And then I'm 10 behind her at 1,316. So I got a lot. I can't do this at 2 points at a time. I'm going to have to get lucky here and win a bunch of races all at once. But we're heading into race 11. And Wyatt Avenatti with 5 wins on the day. That was his 5th. He is only driving in 3 more races. He's not scheduled to drive in the last race. So he could get to 8 the way it's scheduled now. If he got to 8, the question is, would somebody give up their ride for him to try to get that 9th win and retie his record again with the contest here? 14 races. We're in race number 11. Winners look like this. Everybody is picking the 2-horse Lose Rapture to win this race. That horse finished 3rd in its last race, and I'm trying to read here, in Knox County. And, no, that was a transport issue. He was scratched in Newton, finished 3rd, but I'm looking at the indicator. The horse finished 1st, and in a couple of races early on, finished 2nd. Followed by the next pick varies. My pick went to the 4, Lose Miracle. Wyatt Avenatti driving that horse. I put it in the 2nd spot. And then in the David went with the 3, and so did Kyle Wilfong with Deacon David in that 2nd hole. I went for that horse in the 3rd slot. In the 3rd slot, David picked the 1 horse along with Kyle for the Storm Warrior. Jill Brown horse. It's going to be driven by Jill Brown. It had a victory its last time out here. And so it won its last race that it was in. This is 3-year-olds and up, this top line race. Lisa went a little differently in that she went 2-1-4. 2-1-4 for Lisa as the Storm Warrior, the 2nd place horse, and Lose Miracle in that 3rd spot. And so close race here. A few differences between the two. Kyle and David both picked the same. So depending on how the race ends up, whether somebody's going to widen the margin or it's going to be shrunk up with this. As we get ready to do things and be a part of the racing tonight here in Decatur. And so David talking and doing some things. I've been talking about Harness Tube and what we do here. Folks, we thank you for watching, but there's one more thing we'd like for you to do. We'd like to go, you can find that subscribe button. And if I get my screen switched out here, if you shrink your screen down, you will find the subscribe button on the right. You want to actually to allow notifications to be sent so that you can see and get a notification each time that Harness Tube is on the air. Lisa's got a thing there. We got some of the horsemen
I'm back. What I missed?
leaving the facilities.
They're leaving? Earlier races are pulling out?
Yeah, they're pulling out.
Well, so they're tired. We're tired. I understand.
Yeah, 3 more. 11, 12, 13, 14. 4 more races here.
You got to count the 11th. Yeah, 4, but we'll take it. We're getting in the home stretch here, right?
Yeah, we are. Just a 3-hour drive home is all we've got.
Boy, I wish it was 2. That would make me feel a lot better, wouldn't it?
Yeah, let's talk about the bed and breakfast the Airbnb we stayed at
Sure, we had such a good experience, with these Airbnbs, and what a joy it is to be able to go after the Paris races, to decompress, to all sit down. We talked about what went well, what didn't go well, what we want to try to do differently. Ordered some pizzas, and just stayed up till about almost midnight, wasn't it? Just kind of decompressing. And then today we get to get a head start on today's card. What equipment we need to drag out, what's the kind of things we can change for Lewiston. It's great to put us all together, and it's a lot more effective than trying to sit in hotel rooms all night long.
The first year we went a lot together because Lisa and I didn't know where we were going. We're using our equipment. The second
year.
And
I was a little lackadaisical in my leaving work a little earlier and stuff, and now I'm helped him.
And we did fewer days. And so we got a lot of talking done. But when we get an overnight like that, we get an opportunity to talk about different ideas and how we can do things differently. The biggest thing that any of you're saying cameras, you ought to put a camera on the starting car. You ought to put a camera in the backstretch. You ought to put a camera on a driver.
And we love those ideas. We just have to get together to put our minds together and figure out how to make it happen. The logistics
the logistics of
the cords and the plugs
and the equipment, because we've got some fairly expensive wireless HDMIs that will go pretty far. But you're talking equipment there that you start getting up into the thousands of the dollars to do it correctly, to do it as a live stream. We can video record.
Yes.
We could put a Go camera on a driver fairly cheap, put a card in it.
And there's definitely value in that. Those videos are really fun to watch. We want to fold it into a live broadcast somehow. I think that's going to elevate it that much more. If you watch Jug Week, I was talking to Kevin Miller today, and the Jug Week broadcast, they have a paddock interview station they bring horsemen up onto. So that is our goal. We have the vision. I tell Steve what my mind sees, and he has some ideas on how to make it actually apply in real life. And then we push each other, We're always trying to figure out how to make those dreams come to reality.
Yeah, and again, we do this, folks, mostly because we love it. But as we go out into Fair Week, as we go down to where are we going?
Charleston, Altamont.
Altamont. We need places to eat. We're there all week. We'll may cook out at the B&B that we have there. We got a central location.
We'll hit up Dirty's for sure.
There.
Yeah, if you have any good restaurants in Mattoon or Altamont or Charleston or the vicinity, we'll take them.
Yep, breakfast, lunch,
dinner,
supper,
whatever.
Because we're going to need a variety that week to happen.
And we always enjoy finding those little hole-in-the-wall local diner places. Today we had a nice little breakfast at On the Tracks. Is that what it was called? On the Tracks in Paris. And we were on the tracks as we were eating breakfast. You could feel the whole restaurant rumbling as a train passed by. So pretty cool experience.
And when we were down in Casey, Randy Callahan gave us a great place for breakfast that we ate breakfast
Is that
at.
the Martinsville one or the only one?
No, that would be the Casey one.
That's right, okay.
And then we had a great breakfast there that we found that one on our own with that. So here's the call to
the post.
There's the call to the post. Race number 11. The Bob and Marty Williams Memorial. Top line for trotters. Colts and geldings age 3 and up. No changes. Number 1 is the Storm Warrior, purse of $1,000. 1 is the Storm Warrior, owned by Deborah DeRoos of Charleston, trained by Jill Brown, the driver, Matt Avenatti. 2, Lose Raptor, owned by the Flacco family farms of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown, Jill's the driver. 3, Deacon David, owned by Ernie Sork of Fairfield, Sean Nessa of DuQuoin, Nori Nessa of Fairfield, trained by Sean Nessa, Isaac Love, the driver. And number 4, Lose Miracle, owned by the Flacco family farms, trained by Chris Brown, the driver, is Wyatt Avenatti. Approaching the starting gate for race 11. The Bob and Marty Williams Memorial. Marty passed in July of 2018, and Bob passed away earlier this year. Both were Champaign High School graduates, married for over 50 years, made their home in Tolono. A lot of horsemanship in that household. Both Bob and Marty. We remember them here in race 11. Gates rolling. They're over on the west end of the course, getting ready for the start. Marty was active with the Illinois Barrel Racing Association. Bob was a fair board member, and horsemen, here they come for the Williams Memorial. They are off and trotting. Lose Raptor goes out for the lead. The Storm Warrior gets away in second position as they head to the first turn. Deacon David is third, and Lose Miracle is racing in fourth as they swing around the turn and head toward the quarter-mile mark. Lose Raptor is the early leader. The Storm Warrior has broken stride, moves from left to right. Matt Avenatti gets that trotter out to the perimeter of the exit of the first turn and allows the other two behind him to file by safely to the inside. That means Deacon David will move up into second, Lose Miracle to third, and now the Storm Warrior will try to catch back up and does so pretty quickly. Fourth position, about 6 lengths off the lead. 33 seconds for the opening quarter, 33 seconds flat. They work their way around the west turn of the racetrack, and it is Lose Raptor who shows the way by a length and a half. Deacon David goes second by a 3-length margin, and then Lose Miracle and the Storm Warrior. Approaching the halfway point here in race number 11 of this 14-race card. Great to have you with us on a Tuesday night at the Champaign County Fair. Lose Raptor leads it for Jill Brown in the red, white, and blue driving colors by just a length. Back to the east side of the course they go as Deacon David is right behind the leader in second. They got the first half mile in 1:03 3/5. 1:03 3/5 of a second. On to the backstretch once again. It is Lose Raptor who's on top. 35-time winner. Lose Raptor with Deacon David traveling right there in second position, who's looking for his first victory of 2025. Those two remain 1-2, separated by a length and a half onto the final turn, and then it is Lose Miracle in third, followed by the Storm Warrior. 1:34 the time at the three quarters. 1:34 Lose Raptor leads by a length and a half off the final turn. It is Deacon David who's taking a peek toward the outside as they turn for home. Lose Raptor has been in front virtually the whole way, still leads it by 2 lengths. Jill Brown in the race bike Lose Raptor. Career win number 36 for that trotter. Lose Raptor wins it. Deacon David was home second. Further back, Lose Miracle third. The Storm Warrior was fourth. 2:04 4/5 of a second. The time for the mile, 2:04 4/5. We'll recap it in just a moment. Horsemen, you may come to the track for race 12. Race 12, come to the track.
You know, Steve, I just got to say something here. Jill Brown out here winning races, and she's not out there whipping and slashing and cutting, driving, just sitting chilly, tapping her horse, trusting the process. Love seeing the horsewoman, you know, having some success, doing great things out there. Congratulations to Jill. Congratulations to the Flacos. All the connections. Lose Raptor, that fine animal, made over $250,000, 135 plus times. Quite an animal.
Good race on that.
Good race.
As we take a
splits here.
Look at things here, if David's got the splits, 2-3, well, 15 points for you. 2-4-3, so 12 points for me. 2-1-3, 11 points for Lisa. And 2-3-1. Kyle gets the same as you do on that, 15 for picking the first two. So the numbers
Lose Raptor has been
here.
quite a racehorse over the years. This trotter is a 9-year-old gelded son of Lou's Legacy, owned by the Flacco Family Farms, LLC, of Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco, Rick and Tabby Flacco, a homebred for them. Jill Brown of Charleston is the trainer and the driver. Lose Raptor, as a 2-year-old, was a winner at the Illinois State Fair in 156-4, won again at the Illinois State Fair as a 3-year-old in 154-4, won in 154-2 as a 4-year-old, 154 as a 5-year-old, 159-2 at age 6, at age 8, 154-3, and this year at age 5 has won as fast as 155-1. This trotter is unbelievable, and that is career win number 36. How about a hand for Lose Raptor? There's the Bob and Marty Williams Memorial Blanket. And we talked about the fact that Bob and Marty each had tremendous skills in the field of horsemanship themselves, and we remember them here this evening. And we remember them by recognizing a former Illinois State Fair champion trotter. This trotter was the Illinois State Fair champ at 2. He was the State Fair champ at 3. He was the State Fair champ at 4, and he is still racing and winning at age 9, Lose Raptor. Here's the full field rundown. It's official for that 11th race. The Storm Warrior finished 4th. Lose Raptor was the winner. Deacon David the runner-up, and Lose Miracle 3rd. They got the quarter in 33 flat. They got the half in 103 and 3/5. 3/4, 134 and 4/5. The time for the mile, 2:04 and 4/5 of a second. Reads down 4:123. That brings us to race 12, the Illinois Standardbred Association 3-year-old filly trot. Sponsored by the VFW Post 630. There are no changes, no scratches, no driver changes in race number 12. Horsemen, come to the track, please.
Yoder Custom Woodworking was started in 1995 by the Yoder family as a retail Amish furniture store in Sullivan, Illinois. They offer custom kitchen cabinets, granite and quartz countertops, built-in office and bathroom cabinetry, and offer a wide range of Amish furniture. Their store is located at 1117 West Jackson Street in Sullivan, Illinois, with store hours Tuesday through Friday 9 to 4:30 and Saturday 9 to 3. For more information, contact Yoder Custom Woodworking at 217-728-2166.
Well, Steve, not only do we have Yoder advertising, Yoder's in the chats, too, recommending places for us to eat on our trip coming up. They say go to Windsor Pub in Windsor, Illinois. It's an awesome place to eat. We appreciate the Yoders being an advertiser, being a fan, and being a help in finding places to fill our bellies with.
Yeah, I love that, but I thought Windsor was close to Decatur. Am I wrong? It's south of Decatur. Maybe.
I don't have a clue.
Okay,
I have to Google it.
Yeah, we'll have to Google that, but hey, we're going to be through there lots of times too. So always looking for places. You know, send us those things on the chat. We love chatting with you folks on what's going on.
We were just talking about how Jill was sitting so chilly to win that race and not getting overexcited. Carmen's in the chat saying she remembers telling her dad when she was a little girl that she would make a break if she started getting hit down the stretch, and I'd say there's some validity to that. Not every horse responds to the aggressive whip action and the adrenaline rush that comes associated with that. Some just want to be told they're doing a good job, and different trainers fit different horses. We got little Amelia Finn watching from home, sitting outside the garage.
She seems kind of concerned there about the race that she's watching.
Where's Dad at? I don't see the blue and orange out there. It's always fun to watch her here. I was watching her last night come out of Paris Barn. H was on the track, just circling around and going to the gate, and she was strapped to Mom. And when she saw Dad out there in the silk, she started kicking her legs, getting all excited and squirming and getting all excited. And it was a cute little moment that Lisa caught on the camera there. So we love them following along and being good fans and good horsemen too.
All right. Let's talk about what's going on as far as racing's concerned here, as far as the race coming up. But let's look at the points. With that, well, let's talk about Kyle
that's my next point over here.
Well, 1 point the first race, 2 points the second race, but he has
since
had since then 9 straight winners that he has picked. So that's 10 points every time. Of that, he has 5 1-2s. 5 1-2s and just winner show. Lisa has 4 1-2s, which puts her 4 points back of Kyle. I have 4 1-2s. David has 3 1-2s and a 1-2-3. And it's tight.
It is real tight.
It is tight. Here's the score right now. Kyle Wilfong, 123. So what was that statement he made?
Study wrong, study long, study wrong.
Okay.
Where's that quote? I'll throw it back up.
It's working out for him, which means he was one of those guys that showed up to class
and just winged it.
And just winged it in class.
And got like honor society probably.
Yeah.
You saw Kyle, right? Here's a story for you. Nicole, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure when Kyle played basketball at Donovan High School in Illinois, I think he was a power forward.
Okay.
They had such a small team that year that Kyle, standing 5'10", maybe 5'8", or whatever he is, was the power forward of that team, the 4-man. So they ran a small ball offense, I think, over there in Donovan.
Well, usually the 4-man is the rebounder on the team.
I can see he had some skills for
I could
nosing
say
the
he
ball
moves
off
some people, moving people out of the way, kind of like what he does with the race cart.
Well, here's a fair attraction. Nicole Wolfong says her favorite fair attraction, other than the racing, of course, is the food. It's
cheese curds.
Cheese curds, that's Steve's favorite, absolutely. I haven't had enough fair food yet, sadly, as many fairs as I go to. It seems like we're always busy setting up and tearing down, but I'm due for some livers and gizzards.
Ken Walker with our call to the post. Race 12 in your scorecard, the Illinois Standardbred Association 3-year-old filly trot. Again, the blanket sponsor of the VFW, post 6:30. A reminder, there is a driver change. We should say a late driver change in this 12th race. Number 4, Tus Teaton, make the driver Kajavian Carter. Number 4, passing by the stands right now, Tus Teaton. Yeah, Kajavian Carter. And his spelling, we've talked about this before. You can find the spelling of his first name in race 10, QHY''Jaivyian. And he is very easygoing. We've talked to him about the fact that sometimes some of us have problems spelling, and he will laugh and he will say, "Don't sweat it, you're fine." He goes by the nickname JJ, and you will notice right smack dab in the middle of his first name, the letters JAI, part of Kajavian, and his nickname is JJ, spelled JAI. So, JJ Carter. Makes it a little simpler. He drives number 4, Tus Teaton. And, hey, he's the young man who just got his first career win as a driver a week ago, last night at the DeWitt County Fair. Okay, $2,400 the purse. Let's meet the starters for race 12. Number 1, Shady Maple Becky is owned, trained, and driven by Marcus Datweiler of Sullivan. 2, Toughest of the Tough, leased by Carla Santos of Springfield, trained by Alexander Conte, and the driver is Jordan Patton. 3 is Lusitara, owned by Flacco Family Farms of Alexis, trained by Steve Searle. The driver is Wyatt Avenetti. 4 is Tus Teaton, owned and trained by Jerome Daniels of Springfield, and the driver is J.J. Carter. Headed to the gate for race 12.
We've got a moment while they go to the post back there. We have a shout-out to toss out here. Blaine
we say it
Rowe
all summer
watching
long.
from down there in Headland, Alabama. We want to thank you for tuning in and being a fan of Harness Tube. Following along for, you said you be back in Illinois, the State Fair in person. He follows Mike Brink, so I'm a Brink myself, so hit me up at the State Fair. We'll catch up, Blaine. Thanks for tuning in.
Seated in the top row right here below the press box. Folks, if you're having a good time and if you like harness racing at the fair, let the board of directors hear it. How about a round of applause? We do appreciate it. It's a lot of fun to come out and go to the races. And here we go again, race 12. They are off and trotting, and there goes Shady Maple Becky out for the early lead. Toughest of the Tough comes away racing in the second position, followed by Lusitara and Tus Teaton, who's last of the 4, as everybody settles along the inside lane, nose to tail, around that first turn. It is Shady Maple Becky who's the early leader. Shady Maple Becky leads it by just a length off the first turn and onto the back stretch. Toughest of the Tough will go second by a length, Lusitara, and then Tus Teaton, who is at the back. No one stepping out of of line just yet at this early juncture here in the 12th race. Everybody stays along the inside lane, content to let Shady Maple Becky dictate the early tempo. She leads it by a length. Toughest of the tough is second. 35 seconds for the opening quarter. 35 seconds. That's a leisurely tempo, and that's why Jordan Patton is making his move right now. He knows that Shady Maple Becky, if he continues to let her control that pace, she's going to be tough to beat. So he's going to force the issue, and he's going to make Shady Maple Becky work to keep that lead. And here he comes now. There's Jordan moving up to get the lead with Toughest of the Tough as they go on by the half. And if Toughest of the Tough manages to win this race, that move by Jordan Patton, that decision after the opening 3/8 of a mile will prove to be the difference. 107-2 for the first half mile, 107-2. Toughest of the Tough is the leader as they head onto the backstretch by a length and a half. Now, Shady Maple Becky goes from being the pace setter to being the trotter in the second position and trying to stay within shouting distance of Toughest of the Tough with a quarter mile to go. But there's a widening gap of 3 lengths between them, a margin of 8 more back to Lusitara, 138 at the 3/4, 138 flat, and Two's Teaton is last. Toughest of the Tough is about to earn her 6th career victory. She's already won in 158 on the big 1 mile track at the Illinois State Fairgrounds this year, and she is the leader. Shady Maple Becky, give that filly credit. She has stayed within 2 to 3 lengths, but it will be Toughest of the Tough to win it. Toughest of the Tough gives Jordan Patton a driving double on the night, wins it by just over 2 lengths. Shady Maple Becky was second, then a gap of nearly 20 lengths back to Two's Teaton in third, and Lusitara was fourth. Time for the mile, 2:09 flat. Toughest of the Tough, 2:09 flat. Horsemen, you may come to the track with race 13.
All right, we can do some quick things out there. Again, nice race.
Yeah, that's a nice horse. Toughest of the tough for a young trainer out here, Alex Conti. I think he's about 30, give or take. But he's had some nice horses, and he's got this one real sharp right now.
214, 214, 214. Why, there's a reason why we didn't handicap that race.
We just let it ride, didn't we?
Everybody
the picks speak for themselves.
Everybody got 18 points on that. Every single person. So nobody lost any ground, nobody made up any ground, but Kyle Wolfung's streak
stays intact. 10 of 12. I mean, we talked about Wyatt winning 9 races last year, picking 10 winners.
Toughest of the Tough, a 3-year-old filly by New Jersey Viking out of All Debts Paid by Southwind Elion. Owned, or rather leased, I should say, by Carlos Santos of Springfield, trained by Alexander Conte. And we've mentioned before that Alexander brings a bit of an international flavor to the fair circuit, as he was actually born in Guatemala. And Alexander does a fine job of training a racehorse, as we just saw with Toughest of the Tough. Jordan Patton, originally from Clinton, Mississippi, picks up another win. That's his second here tonight. And again, that's a driving double for Jordan Patton. Wayne Puckett is the winning breeder, a former high school basketball coach. Wayne used to coach the Pittsfield Sockies and the Centralia Orphans.
Oh, really?
There's that VFW blanket. How about a hand for the winner of race 12? Career win number 6 for Toughest of the Tough, who covers the mile here tonight in 2:09 flat. $4,000 yearling purchase that has now made over $20,000 and continues her winning ways this season. She has now won 3 of her last 4 and 5 of her 7 starts overall for 2025. Jordan Patton had a driving double at the Menard County Fair last week and a driving double here tonight as he salutes the crowd with Toughest of the Tough. Here's the full field rundown. It's official for race 12. Shady Maple Becky, the runner-up. Toughest of the tough, the winner, Lusitara 4 and Two's Teaton 3. The quarter in 35, the half in 107 and 2, 3/4 138 flat, and the mile in 209 flat. Reads down 2-1-4-3. It is race number 13 on the way. We remember a Champaign County horseman, blue and white driving colors, Harvey Rice. A lot of us remember watching Harvey race on the county fair circuit growing up in the 1970s, 1980s. If you went to the fairs as a kid, you could just about be guaranteed at some point you would see Harvey Rice out there on the racetrack. The Harvey Rice Memorial coming up.
That last race was won by a horse, as Kurt was just mentioning, bred by Wayne Puckett of down around Pittsfield, Illinois. He's right in our backyard. And Wayne's a heck of a guy. I had the fortune of, he's been in the game, he was in the game for a while, but I remember he used to stand a horse named Psychic Spirit, who had a lot of trotters on these Illinois county fairs for years and years and years. And I remember when I was doing my tax audit work for my job, I had to go do an audit down in Pittsfield, and it happened to walk into Wayne Puckett sitting there, and him and I talked horse racing probably most of the day, if I had to guess. It got the work done we had to get done, but we had a nice chat, a nice catch up there. You know, he's still down there in Pittsfield, and I don't think he's got any more mares left. Not doing any foaling or anything. It's a lot of work to watch those mares drop foals all night long, but he's bred some good ones. He's raced some good ones, and good to see the name Wayne Puckett showing up in the program. My computer just went off. That's not good. Okay. Was that one official, I think?
I would say it is.
Cool. We just gave a quick shout out to Blaine Rowe, watching from down there in Alabama. Good to have him with us. I put the pieces together, the dots together. When he said he followed Mike Brink, I realized that he was a Rowe from Liberty. And I was warned about Blaine by his nephew. Chase was a buddy of mine. Chase Rowe was a heck of a basketball player for Liberty in 2004. A good buddy of mine. And he told me he had an uncle who was horse crazy and followed Mike Brink around. I think Blaine and Mike probably went to school together there in Liberty in the, we'll say, 80s, late 70s, early 80s sometime. So good to have him following us from down there in Alabama, watching horse racing up here in Illinois at the county fairs.
All right, with that, we'll take a commercial break. We'll be back right after these messages.
Make plans now to attend the 27th Annual Illini Classic Yearling Sale, which takes place on Labor Day at the Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield. Once again this year, the catalog will offer not only a strong lineup of Illinois-conceived and foaled yearlings, but also an excellent supporting cast of colts and fillies eligible to other state-bred programs in the Midwest and on the Eastern Seaboard. It's the Illini Classic Yearling Sale, Monday, September 1st, beginning at 11 a.m. Central.
All right, David Brink, Steve Surratt back with you.
I got it. There we go.
As we head to race 13.
We're getting close.
As we got a 3-horse race here. And I tell you what, if it wasn't for computer screens, I wouldn't be able to see it there, David.
I tell you what, we going to do some handicapping. I went 1-3-2 in this race. Kyle went the same direction as me, using Shady Maple Credit on top. One more and kicked me out second, and Pink Eyes third. But I tell you what, these Ed Teefy horses have burned us twice tonight. I'm kind of maybe wanting to move my pick up somehow and put the 2-horse somewhere. Maybe Lisa's on the right track here.
Yeah, Lisa did the 2-horse first, 2-1-3 in this race. So she can make up a little ground. The scoring looks like this, with Kyle just keeps moving forward. 141 for Kyle, 140 for me. 137 for Lisa, 135 for David. You're not going to make any ground up on Kyle or me because we picked the same. Lisa could go back to the lead, or she could go back depending on backwards. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. And I've double-checked to make sure the numbers
It's going to come down to the last race is going to separate who does what, I think. Yeah. It really is. Looking at the picture, they're a little bit different in the last race. So whatever shakes out is going to give points one direction or the other.
Yeah. And like I said,
but how cool is that? We have, one of the top drivers in the Midwest. We have a horse nerd. We have a broadcaster and a camera lady, and we're all picking within, 5-6 points of each other.
And we all pick differently.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that just tells you that even if you're studied, a good student of the sport, there's so many variables that come into play that it really is. It makes it exciting too because it's so unpredictable.
Absolutely. And that's one of the fun things. We haven't talked about this for a while. You need to have a watch party at your house.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got some great racing coming up. You can't really probably do it on a day, a Thursday, unless you want to let the office,
Yeah, put it on in the break room, put it on mute or something. Let the people take.
But the next week, we've got some evening races for you that you could have a watch party at home.
Yeah.
And
we're on the track.
13th race. We talked about the fact that this is the Harvey Rice Memorial. Some folks here in the judges' stand in the press box atop the first row of the grandstand were just reminiscing about some of the horses that Harvey Rice campaigned, including a horse by the name of Burr Rabbit. Won a lot of races. That was a horse that Harvey spotted and bought from the sale at the Arthur Sale Barn. Had a lot of success with that horse. I can remember Harvey racing a pretty tough old free-for-all trotter by the name of Hawthorne Justly. That was a horse he was just one of those horses that always, as horsemen say, gave an honest effort. Well, let's meet the starters for the Harvey Rice Memorial. It is the top line 2-year-old trot. Number 1 is Shady Maple Credit, a New York bred owned by the 2D Racing Stable of Ewing, the first racehorse that Mr. and Mrs. Dennis Sneed have ever owned and had a nice runner-up finish a few weeks ago at the Jasper County Fair. David Avenatti is the trainer. Wyatt Avenatti is the driver. Number 2, New Jersey-bred Pink Ice is owned by Ed Teefee of Mount Sterling, trained by Nick Prather and driven by Connor Prather. And number 3, One More and Kick Me Out, races for Stephen Maddox of Las Cruces, New Mexico, and co-owned by the trainer-driver Clay Simpson, who comes to us out of Fairfield, Illinois. Headed to the starting gate for race 13. By the way, number 3, One More and Kick Me Out, is a Pennsylvania-bred performer. So New York-bred from post 1, New Jersey-bred post 2, and a Pennsylvania-bred from post position number 3. These 3 juvenile trotters line up at the end of the backstretch at the post. The gate's rolling. They come off the west turn. Here they come for the start of race 13. They are off and trotting, and a beautiful start for 3 2-year-old trotters with limited racing experience. They all came away in a line, all came away in good order, and as a result, there's a good battle for the lead. Well, there was until One More and Kick Me Out broke stride. Sometimes trotters will do that, especially young ones. So we'll see if that young horse can recover after that break. Is back on the trot in third, One More and Kick Me Out, and races right back up into contention within 4 lengths of the lead. In the meantime, Shady Maple Credit is the leader. by a length and a half. Pink Ice will go second. One More and Kick Me Out has now caught up to the other two in that third position. They go by the quarter. 34 and 4/5 seconds for that opening quarter. 34 and 4/5 seconds. So they work their way around the west side of the course. Shady Maple Credit leading Pink Ice, who's just in front of One More and Kick Me Out as they remain in post position order after 3/8 of a mile. Coming toward the half-mile mark in the second to last race of this 14-race program, the top line 2-year-old trot. Shady Maple Credit, second career start, leads it. Here comes One More and Kick Me Out, third career start, challenging for second outside of Pink Ice, who is making sixth career start. Time for the half was 1:08 and 4. 1:08 and 4/5 of a second. Back around the turn they go, working their way off the east end of the course. How about One More and Kick Me Out? That's the trotter that was last and is the new leader. One More and Kick Me Out has made up all the ground that he lost when he broke stride at the start. Got a narrow lead after 5/8 of a mile, but guess what? Shady Maple Credit isn't finished yet, and that trotter is fighting back and will save ground along the inside lane as they work around the final turn. 1:41 and 2, the time at the three-quarters, 1:41 and 2. One More and Kick Me Out is fighting hard, trying to put away Shady Maple Credit, and Shady Maple Credit, to the credit of that filly, is fighting to the inside, trying to hang in there, but One More and Kick Me Out has a narrow lead. Here comes Shady Maple Credit with a final try, but it will be One More and Kick Me Out, winning it for Clay Simpson by about a half length on the line. First career win for One More and Kick Me Out, as Shady Maple Credit was second. Pink Ice finished in third. The time for the mile, 2:12 and 1/5. 2:12 and 1. One More and Kick Me Out comes from last to first after breaking stride. We'll meet the winner in a moment. Horseman, you may come to the track for the 14th and final race.
Well, David, that was a different kind of race that went on there.
Yeah, how about One More and Kick Me Out? I kind of thought that was over in that first turn when you ran in a short field like that, but Clay trusted his filly here and just I really thought Wyatt had him pegged going to the three-quarter pole, had him parked out. I thought, okay, he's going to sting him into this turn, but that's a strong trotter right there for Clay. So congratulations to the connections. Stephen Maddox, Las Cruces, New Mexico, and Clay Simpson right there in Fairfield, Illinois.
And so it looks like David with 5 points. Me with 5 points. Lisa with 7 points. And Kyle.
And to the applause of the crowd, and they appreciate the fact that this 2-year-old trotter, after breaking stride at the start, managed to quickly recover and get right back into contention. One More and Kick Me Out, a Pennsylvania bred, a 2-year-old gelded son of International Money out of Martini Lindy by Lucky Chucky. This was a $10,000 purchase at the Lexington Selected Yearling Sale in Kentucky. A lot of times you will see horsemen who are based in Illinois slip down to that sale around the first week of October and snag one out of there and bring it home and start racing on the fair circuit when the horse turns 2 and see what might develop from there. Well, what's developed so far here tonight is One More and Kick Me Out has gotten a first career win, 2:12 and 1 for owner Stephen Maddox of Las Cruces, New Mexico. Steve used to live in Illinois, and at one time he worked as a member of the staff for the Tex Moats stable. So Steve has been around the business for many years, and then work, career sometimes take up some time, so he went and focused on that, and now in recent years has gotten back involved as an owner and owns an interest in this winning trotter. Clay Simpson is the trainer, the driver, and the co-owner. Comes from a racing family deep in southern Illinois down in Wayne County, making his home in Fairfield. There's the Harvey Rice Memorial Blanket. We were just looking up Burr Rabbit, that pacer that Harvey raced. 78 career wins and over $200,000. And a lot of that coming while Burr Rabbit was in Harvey's barn. Congratulations to the winner. One More and Kick Me Out, winning the Harvey Rice Memorial. Here's the full field rundown. It's official for race 13. Shady Maple Credit was the runner-up. Pink Ice was third. One More and Kick Me Out was the winner. Fractions of 34 and 4 at the quarter, 108 and 4 at the half, 3/4, 141 and 2/5, and the time for the mile, 2:12 and a fifth. Reads down 2:3:1. 14th and final race is on the way. The top line for trotters, age 3 and up, the Distaff division. The Bob and Marty Williams Memorial continues here. No scratches and no driver changes in race number 14.
Do you like to watch horse racing? Yeah. Do you not want to pay money for a stupid horse racing channel? Yeah. Are you sadly allergic to horses and you can't see them? Yeah. Well, introducing Harness Tube, established 2023. Hey, I need to try this out. You can watch it at your son's ball game. Let's go, son! You can watch it while eating. Last but not least, you can watch it while you're sleeping. Yay, my horse won. Now everybody, make sure you like and subscribe to Harness Tube and keep the notifications on for more Harness Tube streams or future videos or future posts. Anything that I care for. Anything at all. Even if it's just like a 1-second video of a horse doing a backflip. I don't know. But you get the point. So, I hope this video is very informational. And thank you for watching. Peace out.
Peace out from
What?
one of the break boys.
Oh.
Peace out.
Sorry, I was watching my phone over here. Yeah, Harrison's commercial. Peace out.
Peace out. Well,
You know,
David, here's what it looks like going to the final.
What's it look like?
It looks like Kyle has 146.
Okay.
I have 145.
Okay.
Lisa has
gosh.
144. And you have 140.
So we're all within striking distance anyway.
But none of us picked the exact same order.
So it's going to come down to this.
Lisa and I picked the 3-horse Xena Lou for this race, and I can't see my sheet to tell you why I picked Xena
Getting kind
Lou.
of dark.
Yeah, consistency. Again, as I look at that, and I like this Jill Brown horse a lot that she trains and she's going to drive. And then follow it up. Lisa and I flip-flopped the 2 and the 1. So there's the difference on ours. You go over your picks, and then you can do Kyle's picks.
Yeah, we're kind of all over the place here. I went 1-3-2 in this short field using Mariah Lou on top. I like Matt picking up the drive for Jill. This horse, a 3-horse field, I think Matt can control the race and kind of do his own kind of bidding here. My second choice, I'm using the 3-horse Xena Lou out of the Jill Brown barn. My third choice, Don't Call Me an Angel, for Joel Smith. We've talked about all of his awards and all he's accomplished, but we're going to see what this horse he has for his daughter here, the trainer, to see what they can do. I'm using it third, whereas Kyle went a little different direction here. He kind of flip-flopped with me, using Don't Call Me an Angel on top, putting Xena Lou still second, and Mariah Lou at the back of the pack. So we'll see where we end up after the races.
And that horse, that number 2 horse, is named after a song.
Don't Call Me Angel?
Yeah.
Oh, I kept saying Don't Call Me an Angel. I was saying it wrong, but what song is that?
Don't Call Me Angel in the Morning.
Oh, Angel in the Morning by, who was that? In the 70s or something?
Yeah. It's a 70s
Angel of the
song.
Morning by, oh man, that's going to bug me now. But I have to correct myself. I'm in the chat here. We had Nicole Wilfong. Kyle had to correct me. He wasn't the power forward. 5'8", 5'10", whatever he is, was the center of Donovan basketball team. He said he was
the center of 5'10".
He was the only guy who could get the other team into foul trouble, and that sounds like Wilfong to me. He's kind of a little sneaky ornery, so I'm sure he was pinching and pulling on jerseys
Kyle,
and stuff.
I'm right there with you. I was 5'11" and played center up to about my sophomore year when I decided basketball wasn't my thing, and I would usually end up in foul trouble because the ref had his eyes on me all the time, and that was back in the days with only 2 officials.
I'm on the opposite end of that spectrum. I'm the tall guy who's getting pushed around by the shorter, stronger guys and getting moved over the place and getting in foul trouble because I just couldn't keep my hands up.
I also, in my behalf, spent a lot of time on the foul line.
Because didn't do any good, but I did it. Here we go. There you go. Angel of the Morning, Merrily Rush, remade by Juice Newton in the early 80s.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Juice Newton.
Thanks for that.
And Kenny Newton. I would never got the Merrily Rush, but the Juice Newton one I was thinking of.
For filly and mare trotters, age 3 and up, for a purse of $1,000. The second division of the Bob and Marty Williams Memorial. No changes. Number 1, Mariah Lou, races for the Flacco Family Farms of Alexis, trained by Jill Brown and the driver Matt Avenatti. 2, Don't Call Me Angel, owned by Paula Smith of Springfield, Illinois, James Runyon of Fort Myers, Florida, and also Matt Wayand of Yorktown, Indiana. Amanda Smith Van Winkle is the trainer. Joel Smith, her dad, is in the bike. 3, Zena Lou, is owned by the Flacco Family Farms, trained by Jill Brown, and Jill Brown is the driver. These 3 trotters already are lined up at the end of the back stretch. You've got a $50,000 winner. You've got an $80,000 winner. And sandwiched in between them is Don't Call Me Angel, making only her 3rd career start. She won a qualifier last season at Hoosier Park and makes her season's debut of 2025. Raced in a qualifier on July 3rd, but her first purse start of this year. All right, here we go. Folks, thanks for being with us. It's been great to have you. The 14th and final race is on the way. Thanks for spending your Tuesday night with us at the Champaign County Fair. They are off and trotting, and there goes Zena Lou right out for the lead from the outside. Mariah Lou, the stablemate, is there to the inside in second, and Don't Call Me Angel comes out racing in the 3rd position as they work their way down into the first turn on the east side of the course. The early leader is Zena Lou. Zena Lou leads it by 2 lengths as they head to the back stretch. Mariah Lou is racing in second, then a gap of 3 more lengths back to Don't Call Me Angel. And again, that filly just starting to get some racing experience as she sees the starting gate here tonight for only the 3rd time in purse competition. At the quarter-mile mark, it is Zena Lou who shows the way. Zena Lou leads it by 3. Mariah Lou is second. 34 seconds was the time for the opening quarter, 34 seconds flat. Zena Lou guides the field around that west turn as they work toward the top of the stretch, toward the half-mile mark here in the nightcap. And then Mariah Lou is in second. Don't Call Me Angel got rough-gated there on the turn and lost several lengths to those other 2 and is the distant trailer back in 3rd. The halfway point in the second division of the Bob and Marty Williams Memorial. Race 14 in your scorecard, and Zena Lou trotting on past the half-mile mark back into the east turn with a 3-length lead, and her stablemate Mariah Lou is second. 104 and 3 was the time for the first half mile. 104 and 3/5 of a second. Zena Lou looking for her 10th career win. Mariah Lou looking for her 6th career victory. They are separated by 2 lengths at the midpoint of the backstretch, and then a gap of over 25 more lengths back to Don't Call Me Angel, as the other 2 are already going by the 3/4, and they being Zena Lou and Mariah Lou in that order, first and second respectively, a 2-length gap separating them as they swing down the west side of the course. 3/4, 1:36 and 1 was the time there. 1 minute 36 and 1/5 seconds. Off the final turn they come and into the home stretch. Zena Lou, Mariah Lou, they have been 1-2 since the start. They stay that way all the way down the lane, and Zena Lou wins for Jill Brown. Zena Lou wins it by 3.5 lengths on the wire. Mariah Lou was home second. Don't Call Me Angel will be 3rd, as that is a driving double and a training double for Jill Brown. 2:06 flat, the time for the mile. 2:06 flat. We'll meet the winner and wrap things up in just a moment.
While Steve's figuring the points over there, I'll say it's good to have Kyle join us in the chat just for the last race. Wishing Joel some good luck. Kyle, we're figuring these points up. I'm letting Steve do the math. I'm not even trying to calculate over here. I know I lost, but it is what it is. Can't win them all, right? What are you owing about over there, Mr. Surratt?
Well, somebody got a trifecta.
Who was that?
Well, I'll tell you in just
then I'll stop bugging you. Let you work.
Well,
I think I already know.
Poor Kyle. He started the night the way he finished. He finished the way he started.
Missing those last two.
Single-digit numbers. He had a 5 and a 3, and gave him a total of 149. The trifecta goes
Zena
to
Lou, the winning trotter, is owned by the Flacco family farms of Alexis, winning race 14, homebred for the
whole day.
Family farms of Dr. Richard and Arlene Flacco and Rick and Tabby Flacco. Lou's legacy, the sire, Jill Brown, the trainer driver. 10th career victory for Zena Lou with lifetime earnings of over $80,000.
Ahead of the guest picker, if at all possible.
Memorial blanket, black with white lettering and trim. We appreciate members of the family who have taken time to join us here tonight.
Yeah, kudos, Kyle. Heck of a job.
Tremendous horsemanship skills on the part of both Bob and Marty, and very appropriate to remember them here tonight with a trot that is won by an $80,000 lifetime winner. That is a driving double for Jill Brown. Ladies, how about it? Jill Brown winning
smiling and waving. There she is right there, Jill. Congratulations. Love seeing that smile on her face. No one's more genuine out there than Jill Brown.
Again, using her dad's colors. I love that. The tribute.
And I really think that helmet, if not the same helmet,
and there is
the
official presentation down trackside
official
for this 14th and final race. As Zena Lou, now 22 times second or third to go with those 10 victories. So a very consistent trotter throughout her career, finishing in the top 3. Congratulations to our winning connections here in race 14. Very, very fun and safe evening of racing. Horsemen, our presiding judge tips his hat to you. Good job, one and all, getting these races contested.
Okay, David, we'll close out here real quick. We want to tell people where we're at, where they can watch races. Thursday is the next race coming up at Lewistown, 1 p.m. Post time for that. We'll be on the air about 12:30. Pray for cooler weather for us, and then look at the full week between Charleston and Altamont. Tons of racing that week for you. 8 cards in 7 days for you, and still racing after that at Morrison after about 13 days, and then about 2 weeks later, we go to Pana for a couple of days, and we encourage you to take a look at being at the Illini Classic horse sale and seeing a different part of harness racing.
I think we'll end on this note. Kyle Wilfong, thanks for having me. Folks, we'll try again next time. Kyle, thanks for doing it, bud. We appreciate it. It's a blast, man.
Yeah, we love having you, Kyle. He's actually, been one of the better pickers that we've had.
He knows his stuff.
Nobody's got 10 races with
that was impressive. When you said that, blew me away.
Yeah.
I mean, because we all miss every once in a while, unless you're Kyle Wilfong, right?
I guess. But you know what? I'm going to say, do you think he had any help there?
You getting Nicole some credit, are you? Nicole get some credit on that one?
Nicole, yeah.
Yeah, I think she knows what she's doing too, but I don't know if Kyle let her have the credit on this one.
Okay,
he might take it himself.
Maybe here's what we do. Maybe we have 2 guest judges. So in other words, Nicole and
Kyle, see who does better.
Same race, and we do the same thing with Emma and Lane.
Yeah. I don't want to start any problems in any home life, but
every single time.
That's true. If you can do it, so can they. Absolutely.
Okay, with that, we're going to say good night, and we'll see you.
Sounds good. Take care, guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
Bye.
I was letting you finish the tagline.